What's up, y'all? Kofi Kingston here, and I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks, depending on what that drink is, preferably non-alcoholic, you know?
How's it going? I'm the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
Wardlow here.
Soda.
I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Maple syrup.
I would never have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Welcome to my birthday! And welcome to the Dive Bar of the IWC for a brand new episode 1 again! It's time for a drink with your drinking buddies right here on Wrestling on the Rocks, where every show is our first show and every day is my birthday of all days! Now here's your host, the coercive Miss Amanda Jane.
Hi, I'm a sinner today. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wrestling on the Rocks. Marv, happy birthday.
Yay!
Yay! And then I'll say it again, too, when we do the birthdays. But welcome, everybody, to another episode 1 of Wrestling on the Rocks. I am the hostess with the mostess. Not really, I don't know. Ms. Amanda Jane. And joining us today, obviously Marv is joining us, but our good old friend, Ref Marsh. And I like to call him like the king of Delaware. Bishop, what's going on, guys? You are now the king of Delaware.
That works. I'll take it. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Love to be back on an episode 1.
Yeah, it's like Ferris Bueller, Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. Yeah, so you're kind of like that. Yeah, Bishop, the
appreciate that
Delaware King.
Were you ever the Sausage King, Bishop?
With
another time.
I mean, I had a solid run right after high school. I mean,
I had to go for it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what we do here.
Hey, we're in the dive bar.
Yeah, we're in the dive bar. Exactly. And we drink. Speaking of drinking, Bishop, what's that in your glass?
I have Tito's and lemonade.
Woo! Nice and refreshing.
Yes,
Ooh.
very refreshing. Yes.
Ooh,
It's 85 and muggy all day today, so I need to cool myself off.
Well, I will not be visiting Delaware.
Don't. Don't.
No, I want to see
Stay the fuck
chicken.
out.
You know, I think of you every day. I have chickens that
Thank you.
are on the hill up by me, and every day now they come over to where my apartment is, and they poop everywhere. I'm like, thanks. It's probably what Delaware smells like, you know. So,
Dude, similarly, there's these big piles of dog shit out front, and every time I'm like, yo, dude, I gotta talk to Bishop. Those are them scheming takes down there, dude. Like,
So happy to be here. You guys just shit on me all night.
No, we'll try not to. I mean, you know, but it's Delaware.
It's fun. It is.
It's
that's
hot.
good.
Whatever.
You're the king of Delaware.
I
Yeah, we
live
need
in
to have
Albuquerque now. You guys have no idea. Albuquerque is easily the most podunk redneck place I've ever lived my whole life. And it's not
Are you
even that
serious?
area. It's fucking brutal. It is bizarre.
I would think there would be Native American people and a lot of Mexican people.
Oh, yeah. A lot of them are
And
here.
Old
But their
people.
necks are bright red. And they are fucking shitty about everything. It's insane.
Wow. Yeesh. Yeesh. Yeesh.
What are you gonna do?
Well.
It's New Mexico, you know? We got it right the second time. Actually, they got their
It's
name
terrible.
New Mexico before Mexico got its name. Weirdly enough. I don't know how
So is that going to be New America, according to
Ooh,
Trump?
nice.
Mhm.
It's possible. What's
New
in your
America?
glass?
Yeah,
I
what's
got
in that?
the Corona Sun Brew. It's a new citrus Corona. So what it is a Corona you can actually drink without having to poison it first. Because most Coronas taste like wet dog, and so people put acid in it to burn the flavor out. This is a Corona that's just ready to go. You know?
Sun brew. So
Sun
it's
Brew,
like making sun tea, but it's
Yeah.
beer.
but beer.
Mm,
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Fascinating. Don't know if I'll be getting that because not a fan of Corona. For the
Yeah, I bought
reasons you
one.
said. Yeah.
Literally, I bought one. We did one of those build your own 6-packs, and so I got one so I could try it. And I think
Yeah.
I've had enough of it, but I'm it's not bad.
Well, I don't know. It sounds bad. The only time Corona should be used is when you get one of those big drinks at like an Applebee's or somewhere, and they have like the bottle of
They turn it
Corona and they
upside down.
throw it in the big. Yeah, that's the only time Corona's good. That's just me.
Oh,
But
when it's
you know,
actually margarita.
well, no, they're not normally
when it's
margaritas.
free.
They're other like mixed drinks.
Oh.
When it's
You know?
free, beer is good. Free
Yeah, when-
beer is good beer. So if it's free, I'll have a Corona if it's free.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's free. Hey, that's what happened at my when I was in Austin a couple weeks ago. People were buying beer, and I'm like, okay, you got Miller Lite, that's fine. Because why? It's free. Not going to complain. And then we had that other one from Austin, the one with the S. I can't remember the name. It sounds German, but it's not German. But whatever.
It's an S sounding beer that sounds German.
Well, it's an S. It starts with an S,
Are you thinking about
and it
Beck's?
sounds kind of. Which one?
Beck's?
That's a
No,
B.
not Beck's. No, it sounds like it's a German beer, but it's not.
Is it Schaefer's?
And it
Shock
starts
Top?
with an S. No, I'll know the bottle if I see it, the logo.
All right. What does it taste like?
Yeah. Really good beer.
Oh, I like the sound
They
of
have
that.
different. They have different ones, but the one I had was a very, actually, it was a very light, delicious IPA. The one I had. I'll figure it out.
Okay. All
I'll
right.
figure
Well,
it
we'll
out.
get there.
I don't have it now.
We'll see if
I just
anybody
had-
is in the chat and knows what non-German beer sounds German and also happens to taste good. Let us know.
And it comes from Austin, Texas.
Oh, Shinerbach.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, because it's not from Austin, but it's from Shiner, Texas. And
I thought it was Austin.
The reason you think I'm so fucking thrilled right now. The reason you think it sounds German is because it is German. The German settlers after World War II, there was a huge displacement of Germans in moving into America, and they took over a lot of Texas, and they created beer and barbecue, bringing it from there. So a lot of Texas food is German barbecue at its core. They do a lot of sausages and Oktoberfest things, and that beer, a Bach style beer, is a German style that was brought to here from Germany. And so when
Wow.
you go to Shinerbach, Texas, or Shiner, Texas, which I've been, it's a German town in the middle of Texas. It's crazy. It's amazing.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
And
It
there's
was
your
really good.
history lesson with wrestling on the
There
Rocks.
you go, guys.
Yeah.
If
Look,
you're
we're a drinking show.
if we were a beer connoisseur, then
You-
that if that's your bag, we got you.
Do you remember the other week? Remember the other episode 1 when I had 1 liter of beer? That was in a
Yes.
Shinerbach mug.
Oh,
I think I might have put it up towards the thing. It had a Oktoberfest crest. I got it at Oktoberfest in
Oh.
Shiner. It was crazy. It was crazy. So,
really crazy.
little beer
But no,
lesson
it was
for you.
delish.
Little
Yeah,
beer
it was delish.
education.
I first tried it with barbecue, so it makes sense. That's probably why it was very tasty. Had it at Terry Black's Barbecue, the original one in Austin. I recommend. I love it. They didn't have burnt ends, but whatever. And I'm boring.
burnt ends are
I'm
so
just
good.
drinking regular Coke because it's hotter than Hades here. And it's not about what you drink, it's about who you're drinking with. It's coming soon is soju because I found my flavor again. So y'all are in trouble. Anyways, so let's get these birthdays out of the way because there's some good birthdays.
Do it.
I don't remember if I mentioned this, but did you know Murder Grandpa turned 57 yesterday?
Look, I keep my drawing and signature of him right here on camera.
Oh yeah. He's
Yeah,
Meeting him was really cool.
He's loving the life now because he's wrestling for all those weird Japanese promotions
Sure.
like
sounds
that are
a lot
like
of them.
not DDT. So you
Oh,
guys heard about the match he did where they were on a bullet train and then all of a sudden he pulls out a gun.
No,
like,
but I like the sound of that.
Yeah,
not for
I
a
haven't
long
seen
time.
the whole thing. But
If Drew McIntyre can come out with a sword, then an old Japanese man can come out with a handgun. I've always said
well,
that.
Murder Grandpa, he does not need a gun though. The guy is already scary as it is.
Look.
That just is another element of don't fuck with that guy. Okay,
No one
That-
needs the gun, but
no,
we play
no,
with guns.
but it's
That's
but it's very shocking. So, and I heard actually I have to see the card, but apparently, he's going to be. I think he's going to be wrestling one of my favorite people, who's not signed anywhere. So I'll let you figure that one out.
Janela.
So, huh?
Janela.
No, he's already wrestled
Already?
Janela. I've seen him wrestle.
Janela loves wrestling old men.
He does. He does. He does. Yeah. When he wrestled Murder Grandpa, whoo, I was there. It's like he already scares me enough as it is. Well, he hasn't wrestled like I don't know. I've always wanted to see him wrestle. There's a lot of old people he should wrestle. So it just makes me wonder what he's going to do for Spring Break 10 next year. But I will tell
Person you can
people
find.
that was one of the best shows of the weekend. Bloodsport, Janelle Spring Break. So where am I going to be next year? In Vegas again? Bloodsport, Spring Break. Those are the two.
Be good.
And unfortunately, if certain people aren't on a main roster, I just know that Friday's gonna fucking be brutal. No, Saturday morning. So I won't go to if they have the schedule. If the schedule's the same way, I'm not gonna go to. I didn't go to For the Culture, thank God. It didn't start until almost 1 a.m.
Did that have its birthday too, or?
No, but hey,
'Cause-
moving on to the birthdays. Brandon Cutler, technically he's a wrestler, but happy birthday, dude.
Kinda.
Whatever. He ruined Colt Cabana's career, but anyways. Masha Slamovich, happy birthday. I fucking love Masha.
She's
Fucking
dope.
another scary person.
She's
Ooh, I
fine.
wouldn't fuck with her either. And then Daga,
Well, yeah.
which we'll call it old man for a while. Tessa, happy
Yeah, I don't
birthday.
think they're still together anymore, but I think they're still both working for CMLL last I checked.
Yeah, they both are doing CMLL. Another one having a birthday, and actually he had a phenomenal match with Cross at Bloodsport. JR Kratos, happy birthday. I've been seeing Kratos for a very long time. I think probably since 2013, 14.
You just
Yeah.
said you saw him in April.
Wait, what?
You just said you saw him in April.
No, but I've been at Bloodsport. He
Yeah.
faced Karen Cross. Yeah. But I've been
before then it
watching
was
him
yours,
since
you're saying?
because he was at APW. So he's been in my area for years. So like just like Cobb, seeing him since about like 2013, 12, 13. Kind of cool to see that. Coco Beware, happy birthday.
Hall of Famer.
His bird was what, Frankie? Is
Um,
that the bird's name?
I didn't catch the bird's name. I didn't.
I thought it was Frankie, but I don't know. I always wondered if he went through multiple birds, because I'm assuming Jake the Snake went through multiple snakes. That these are questions that kind of sometimes leave me
It was Frankie.
wide awake at
What
night.
a poll.
It is
Good
Frankie.
poll. It is Frankie. Hell
There
yeah.
we go.
Parrots
Very
live
good.
like 200 years, so it was likely the same parrot. The snakes were multiple different snakes, but that was because Jake had a very bad drug addiction, and
And he would
there were
eat 'em.
other people involved in the backstage who were also unkind to animals. And so, his snakes
Lord.
fell upon hard times from time to time.
Yeah, they weren't
Oh.
well taken care of.
Oh, poor snakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Poor
bummer.
snakes. And I'm sure Frankie was treated like gold.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, from what I understand, I think he kept the bird after he retired and everything.
he
Like,
should
I think
have.
he kept him until the end of its life, I believe. Unless the bird's alive, then I have no idea. That's what I thought, but I could
I
be
don't
wrong.
know. I don't know. But that's a very good trivia thing. Is Frankie the bird alive? Now that's gonna be my new thing that's gonna keep me up. Is
I only do
See you.
one bird Google search an episode, so we'll have to check
That's
that.
true.
So there we
We
go.
established that a
we
long
did our
time
one
ago,
bird. We already
actually.
did our one bird, so we'll find out
Yep.
another time.
One
He
bird Google
established
search
that
per episode.
One
yeah.
bird.
A couple
Yeah.
years ago,
Yep.
he did.
Technically, because she is associated with wrestling, and I always thought it was really cool, is happy birthday, Cyndi Lauper. She's 72.
Cyndi Lauper is a badass, and she should be in the Hall of Fame. And
She
I
should.
don't. Yeah, I think the reason I do believe on Bruce Pritchard's podcast that he mentioned that they had offered it, and she said declined it, and I don't know if they ever offered it again. She should be in the Hall of
but
Fame.
she should. She should.
WrestleMania
That's-
doesn't succeed without Cyndi Lauper.
No.
True story.
No. And I mean, it's great. Pop culture right there. Fucking having Captain Lou Albano in the Girls Just Want to Have Fun video, and he's the father. I mean, wow. I just dated myself. Earthquake, if he was around, he'd be celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday.
Fuck yeah. John Temple's the man.
Yep, John Tenta, thank you. Naito, Tetsuya Naito. Happy birthday. I'm wondering if he's going to retire. I don't think so, because he's still got a lot of, I know he has shit knees, but having a world without Naito is kind of weird. I don't know. That's just me. One of the Iconics, or what are they? The Iconics now, or they were
The Inspiration.
The Inspiration, yes.
I win.
So, Jessie McKay, happy birthday, girlfriend.
Me and
Which one's
Kevlar
that?
are still the Ironics.
You, the Ironics.
And when we went indie, we became the Constipations.
Wow.
Instead of Inspiration.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Learn something new every day. Ray Horace is having a birthday this week. Happy birthday.
Horace?
Brandy Rhodes. Yeah. Ray Horace, luchador.
Oh,
from Tijuana.
Luchador. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking
Yeah.
of Horace Hogan, and I was all like, wait, what?
No, Ray Horace. No.
Okay,
Yeah, no. One that smartly stayed far fucking away from AEW. Yeah. Thank God. Another person celebrating a birthday is Brandy Rhodes. Did you see the what do you want to talk about when she was on there? with
I
him?
haven't
With-
watched that yet. I was starting to watch the Stephanie's Places, and I really got into it.
Yeah.
But then I did see that Cody talked about Sabrina Carpenter kind of in depth on what do you want to talk about, and so I think that I'll catch up on that one next.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one yet.
Well,
But yeah, when he had
Brandy
on
gets
there-
upset at him for talking about Christina Carpenter too much, and so I like that.
Oh, I didn't know that they Was it that episode?
I have no idea what episode it was. I saw a
Oh,
clip.
okay, because I don't know, but he did ask her what she thought about the whole Cody Raheem Rhodes.
Oh, yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, apparently she wasn't a fan, and he thought it was
No,
funny.
she's not a fan. She's like, "What is what it is?" Kind of like, but you can tell she's not a fan. Have you seen someone actually recorded his theme? It's really interesting. Mm-hmm.
Someone re-recorded Cody's theme?
Yeah, it's like for Cody Raheem Rhodes, and there's a little video. He's in like a daishiki and the whole thing. It's fucking great. It's on YouTube, so if you're ever bored, you can go there. And then finally, I'd like to wish a very happy birthday to the Raw general manager, Adam Pearce. Happy birthday, dude! I love your birthdays. Oh wait, no. Oh my God, how can I forget her? Holy shit. One of my favorite female wrestlers. I love this woman. She's an amazing person and she's very inspirational. Happy birthday, Jessica Havoc. Love her. I do love her a lot.
Heard a lot of good things about Havoc.
Yeah, she's amazing. A lot of people, I know there was a lot of scandal, but you know what? Honestly, he's perfect. That's just how I feel with it. And things get taken out of context. So, but she's awesome. Does some really great work over there on TNA. She diffused a situation that could have gone into like a mass shooting at a wrestling show. So gotta give her her flowers. So there we go. So if you know an indie wrestler or whomever,
you fucking missed Marv again. Snubbing Marv on his fucking birthday.
I said it before, but
and you said you were going to say it again. You said you were going to say it again.
Oh my God, I'm horrible. Yeah. Oh Lord, Marv.
Sorry,
Marv
pal.
is the man. Sorry,
Marv.
dude.
We respect you, Marv.
I'm fired.
Amanda might not.
I'm fired. God damn it. See? Exactly. I deserve that.
Can't even argue with him on that one.
What are you going to say?
No. He's right. He is right. I did that. I apologize profusely with that one. I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm so sorry.
So you guys both hit me up this week about doing a podcast, and all I could think to myself was, did anything happen even? Like, it's all been pretty much the same shit to me for over 2 weeks. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm good to go, but like, what do you want to talk about?
It's not about what you're talking about. It's who you're talking with.
Thank you. Yeah. But there's like little things here and there that you're like, oh, like
if I say, do you want to grab a drink? And you go, why? Is it your birthday? Like, no, because I want to grab a drink. You know what I mean?
No, I guess that's true.
Yeah. Liv Morgan.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Liv
Morgan fucking blew out her shoulder, dude.
I know.
In the most dumb spot. And I don't mean dumb in like irresponsible or reckless or shitty or anything like that. It was like a drop toe hold. Like, but at the same time, I think it was Taz said on his podcast years ago that the most significant injury he ever got was on a schoolboy roll up.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where it's all like, Kevin Owens will jump off of a fucking battleship onto a fucking table and be fine. But Liv Morgan does a front face flop and blows her shoulder. And you're just all like, fuck. Dude, like, and it's this weird thing, right? Where they talk about how the majority of injuries happen when doing not much. Like when fucking Triple H blew both of his quads out, it was while he was running forward.
Yeah, I know.
Doing anything.
I mean, Shane's not completely active wrestler, but he elbow drops off the top of Hell in a Cell, and he comes out the next day. Yeah, sure, selling injuries, but then he blows his quads out doing a leapfrog on the Miz.
Yeah. A leapfrog. Fucking Vince tore both of his quads marching to the ring.
To the ring.
Collapses.
Well, look
And
at Bronson Reed with that tsunami. Does it all the time, and then.
Well, that was off the top of the cage. The one he broke his ankle on.
Oh, I thought no. I didn't know it was
Yeah.
the top of the cage. Oops,
Yeah.
never mind then.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
retract
it was,
that.
and
They
that
did
was
it-
the dangerous bump where you expect you might get hurt. These
Right.
are all these other serious injuries are from doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a
Yeah.
crazy industry to me in that way. That's the miraculous part about this whole fucking concept of wrestling is that you see shit every day that you go, that's irresponsible, that's reckless, that's super dangerous. You watch anything Darby Allin does and you go, how is he even alive right now? And then you
Yeah.
watch all the injuries and you go, what? Like
Oh, yeah.
the injury is not nearly as impressive as and they were fine for the rest of the match role play.
Yeah.
It's just fucking crazy.
Libs
Yeah,
was so nothing. It happened during commercial break. It
Yeah.
wasn't even during active matching. Like it was.
Yeah.
They cleared it before the commercial was over.
Yeah.
That's when that happened.
No, 'cause they went to commercial. The match started. It happened immediately. It was like when they first tied up. Then it happened. Then they cut to commercial because they said we're going to check on Liv. Then when they came back, they're like, "Yeah, this is what happened. Like she was done."
Yeah.
I just
The
want to happen
first
during
was-
commercial.
It was such a short part of the match. Like it literally was ding, 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 1, 2,
And
boom.
then-
Hey,
yeah.
Liv's being checked on. We're going to come right back. They cut to a commercial right then, and it was
Gotcha.
Netflix. So what the fuck's commercial really mean? But it was so short that I was also confused too. Like I don't usually watch the first couple seconds of a match. I was
Yeah.
eating dinner and I kind of looked down and I get some stuff and I look back up and I was like, "What the fuck's going on? Like why are they just showing Kari by herself?" And then they show, they talk about Liv on the thing. And I was like, "What the fuck?" That it just happened so fast. It could have been a commercial. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got it.
Catch
I
commercial,
had
come back.
mine. Yeah, I have my Netflix set up to the UK, so I don't I watch during commercial break. So I must have just seen the replay a bunch, thinking it was a live match. Like you said, I don't pay much attention to the bell ringing. I do give it a beat before I get into it. So I did watch a lot of it. I thought I didn't realize must have been all all replay.
Yeah, no, I didn't either because I saw it after the fact. Because I was watching Raw and then something happened and I had to do something and got back to it and I was like, oh, it's over already.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
it's
So,
insane.
yeah.
What sucks too is that Liv is doing such a fucking good job right now
Mhm.
that there's like 4 stories that depend on her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Dom's story, Raquel's story, Roxanne's story, Finn's story, her
Nikki.
story, Kari Sane's
And
story,
then now
Nikki
Nikki Bella's
story.
Well, that's
They
not happening
all-
anymore.
They're all hung on Liv.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Roxanne and Finn were about to do something during Liv's match. And
Yeah.
They didn't even get to that part. So now that means Finn and Liv, the Finn Roxanne, Liv, Finn Dom, that dynamic has to be on hold for a minute or so. Now it's just a dislocated shoulder. It's not a great injury to have, but it's also not one that typically takes someone out for like a year. So hopefully
No.
she's back soon enough or does a few things on camera, on the mic that just lets those kind of stories keep going. But
Yeah.
that fucking hurt to see because you're just all like, she's got to feel like shit because so much is happening revolving around her right now because they can depend on her right now.
Yeah. And with Evolution,
Yeah.
that's a big one
Yeah.
because that was going to be a very interesting one of
Because you're
is that
already
just
you're
one and
already leading the Ray and Raquel. So
Yeah.
anyone to replace Liv would be Roxanne. But do you trust someone so young in the business? I mean, I would, but I
No.
would trust Roxanne over Raquel. But you're not going to switch Raquel to stick up for Liv against Nikki.
Yeah.
So this puts Nikki in a really, really bad spot for Evolution.
Yeah.
Right. And exactly. If Liv's back in time, great. If she's not back in time, then fuck.
I don't know.
What are they
I'd
going to
say-
do with Nikki? Because this is all her, you know?
Well, you figure right now we're about 3.5 weeks till Evolution, maybe.
I don't
Something
even
like
know
that.
the date. This isn't
Something
a,
like that. I
a
feel like-
bird
I
tweet,
feel
so
like
I can look it up.
Yeah, I feel like it is because
Yeah, it's coming up real soon.
Yeah,
Because it's happening the same time as that other show.
Great American Bash.
No. What?
What show? Oh, All In. That show. Oh, that one.
July
July
13th.
13th.
July 13th.
Yeah.
Oh,
July
Saturday night's main event. It's
Yeah,
the day
Saturday night's
after
main
Saturday
event.
night's main event. Yeah.
Yep. Those are stacked. And so, who was on the Saturday night main event? What are they doing on that one? It was
Goldberg and Gunther.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Goldberg is so good at winning matches. This is tough.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. When I saw that, I'm like, okay. I like taking off of Jey Uso right now. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I first thought that they took the belt off Jay and put it on Gunther to fix Gunther, because him tapping out to Jay was actually a massive setback for Gunther. He seemed to lose a shitload of credibility, which I was complaining about before. I don't remember if you were on this one or not, Bishop, but I was talking about how, I mean, maybe it was just a phone call you and I had, where I was just reading about how it used to be part of the story where someone tapping out was smart. They're saving themselves to fight for another day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at this guy. He's going to stop the match so he can come back and get the title back. It's a smart move. If he didn't tap out, he would have broken his arm. You know what I mean? He's saving his body. If his arm snapped, then he would have been out for 7 months. At least this way he's back in the fight tomorrow, you know? Nowadays, when someone taps out, even the commentary is like, what a bitch, fucking loser, what a fucking idiot, how dare he? And they've made it this like weak thing. Yeah, really, you tapped out like a little bitch. Which, for first off, Michael Cole deserves to get slapped in the face for acting that way, because that's bad storytelling.
Right.
You know what I mean? The storytelling is that a champion knows when to stop fighting so that they can come back to the top, right?
Yeah.
The idea that Gunther got the title back so fast is a testament to his tapping out, right? If he didn't tap out, he could have been injured because the hold was so strong and dangerous that he wouldn't be able to get it back this fast. That's the story. But we fucked it up as fucking idiot commentators trying to make our buddies fucking laugh and get our buddies a fucking gig, that we fuck up the whole story. So at first I thought, well, they put it back on Gunther because they need to get the crowd to stop chanting "you tapped out" every time he tries to talk. He can't tell a story if everyone's ragging on him for doing the smart thing. So let's put the title back on him. And I thought, fuck, that sucks for Jay that the fans are this pieces of shit and Michael Cole's such a fucking idiot. And then Goldberg comes out and I go, oh, I mean, this does make it more interesting. Maybe it was for Goldberg all along. I don't know. I don't work in the... I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like we're getting what on SmackDown? We're getting Cena and Ron Cena too.
Is that gonna be on SmackDown?
It's coming on SmackDown, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is an odd choice, but real quick on the Goldberg front of it, like I think, like I agree with you in the sense that it helps fix Gunther, but it also seems more geared towards Goldberg, because why would Jay then be put in King of the Ring? I mean, that's a whole other conversation that we can have, but like just from that math part of it, give Jay a fucking break. Like Rikishi was just bitching that like, oh, his title reign was only 51 days or 61 days, whatever the fuck it was. But Rikishi was also bitching before Jay got the IC title how important it is just to have the title, right?
Yeah.
And I've always said it too. Like Jinder Mahal is always now in the ethos as a WWE champion. So when he shows up, there's credibility there. Jay, he now always has that credibility with him. It doesn't matter how long he had it. It doesn't matter if you think he'll ever get one again. But you put Kofi in a title eliminator against Braun Breaker, and you say former WWE champion up against up-and-comer, who's going to win? Now, in short logic, you go Braun Breaker, but Kofi's a former champion, so if he wins this, it makes sense. That's what Jay is now. Jay is now that former champion. He should win. So having that means a lot. If he's going to lose, take him the fuck off TV. Give him a rest.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was happening. But
that's what I thought too at first. That's what it was. Like, okay, it's a rest because that's a lot. You know,
the problem with the Jay should win thing is that, I mean, we can go back to it as a quick side note. I noticed this during when they showed the bracket that we're down to Sammy and Orton and Cody and who was the other guy who won? Jay. You have 4 WrestleMania main eventers in the semifinals of King of the Ring.
Yeah.
And so I messaged in a group chat I said, this feels weird. This is like only WrestleMania main eventers
Yeah.
in the King of the Ring tournament.
Yeah.
And the inside guy on the thing said it's almost like they're building up, knowing that SummerSlam is a two night thing in a stadium.
Yep.
They need a main eventer for it. And I was like, oh, that does make sense. They've always had the King of the Ring mean something else. And this year it means you face the champion at SummerSlam in a main event. And you go, okay, well, then that has to be a main eventer, which to me excuses the concept of like, okay, cool. I get why we've only got main eventers in there, but it undermines the original concept. This was something for non-main eventers to get themselves into a talking conversation.
Well,
and they fucked up the whole thing by not making it one night anyways. It used to be one guy, 3 matches, one night. That's your fucking King of the Ring because he outdid everyone else. It was like a gauntlet match. And it was, this is our best wrestler. That's why guys like Bret Hart won it early, Haku won it early, Stone Cold won it early. After Stone Cold, everyone who won it, you knew you were on the trajectory of world champion.
Yeah.
Because they were saying you're one of our best in-ring guys. You can carry a night.
Yeah.
Right? Before then, it was like, these are badasses who can do it, and these are fan favorites, but they may not be. Now it's back to like, well, only already proven guys. And you go, well, what the fuck is this then? This isn't King of the Ring.
Yeah.
Like, I know we don't need a King J with a fucking crown and a cape.
Yeeting.
But
no.
But this could have been the kind of thing that sets someone like an LA Knight apart, although I don't think he needs it necessarily, but it could have, maybe the Tongas could have been in it. Like, you could have done something with that side of the card.
When I saw that Final Four, the first thing I said was, there'll never be a Billy Gunn in this again.
Yeah.
You know, Billy Gunn won King of the Ring.
Yeah.
He was,
famous.
and he had a fantastic crowd response to everything he did for like 6 months afterwards. He didn't necessarily jump right to the main event or anything like that, but solid IC title reign. The crowd was all over him just from winning. The fact that they're not doing that to build a star. And look, they just, no offense to Jay, but they just devalued the Rumble, right? He didn't main event any night of WrestleMania, right? He opened night 1, right? Isn't that when he won? Yeah. So like when Royal Rumble was the main event WrestleMania, it wasn't necessarily to fight the champion that exists. It was the main event WrestleMania. Yeah. And not having that, and now it turns into the King of Ring. And look, whatever, it's fucking wrestling. They can do what they want. But they're feeding us a cheeseburger and they're saying they're naming it the same as it was last time, but the recipe's different now. So like when we go to look at this, we go to taste this, we go to touch this, we expect King of the Ring to help elevate someone so we can understand who that next player is and we can support that next player. But when you have obvious storylines sitting there right in front of us where it's going to be, it's either going to be Jay versus Sammy and they're best friends, or it's going to be, oh my goodness, this is going to be the first time we get Randy versus Cody. And, that's going to start the feud going to the future. It's so dumb because the first thing I said when I saw the Cody match, I was like, oh, well, Cody doesn't have to win. And then he obviously won. I'm like, but all 4 of these guys have gotten title matches without having to go through this shit before. So what are we doing? Yeah, I don't like it.
I think King of the Ring and Rumble are both pretty ruined in a lot of ways because when you have Rumble winners go for NXT titles and you have King of the Rings happen over the space of 4 weeks and you only have main eventers, then it doesn't fucking mean anything. And it used to mean something. Like, thank God Xavier Woods won it when he did last year. Because like you said, he'll never be in it again. Yeah. He's not a big enough star to be in the King of the Ring tournament. And how fucking crazy is that?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the women's is kind of like that as well, is like who's in it. That's what we have. We have Asuka and
Alexa.
Roxanne and Jade Cargill are both in semifinals, and that makes me hopeful for them that maybe the women haven't tainted it yet, but they're not expected to main event. So they might still be able to
Saudi. No.
Yeah.
Phil will be lucky if he gets to main event.
It will.
It will. Well, yeah. I mean, he is.
Will.
He is the hypocrite. I have not seen. Speaking of Phil, I have not seen anybody really getting on him about being a hypocrite.
Well, that's the
about talking.
problem. Cena
Yeah.
brought it up in story, and it's my problem with Punk. Like, again, I give
Mhm.
everyone the opportunity to prove me wrong, everyone the opportunity to make me a fan. Cena says it in the promo, and CM Punk does nothing to add to the story in the promo.
No.
I've been a hypocrite about a lot of things. I said I left wrestling, I came back, but I do what I need to do to take care of my family. And if that money is there, then I'm going to do whatever the fuck he's got to say, something that helps add to the story. But he doesn't. He doesn't. I just don't understand why people like him.
And everybody,
I know why you don't, but I don't understand why people do. It's just
but
crazy.
even like, look at this, like, because this has always like been something that I'm like, the guy's a fucking fraud. Okay, like he, like you guys put him on this pedestal, but dude, like, he's not your voice of the voiceless. Okay, he couldn't even fucking answer to Cena saying that he was a hypocrite, because if it was really CM Punk, like of back in the day, he would have fucking gone off on Cena, gone off. But no, now we get this.
Yeah, his whole response was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You think just because I'll go to Mars to face you, I'll go to hell to face you, and you're like, okay, but that doesn't excuse the fact that you've been so vocal for a long time that you would never go somewhere, and now you're trying to pretend you going there makes you a good guy. And fucking Cena even said it beyond the idea you have to accept that you're a hypocrite. Yeah. He called him something else. He said something like, it was something along the lines of, you have to admit you aren't the hero you pretend to be, right? Like there was something about him being, you want to stand on your high horse and you want to have your fucking loud fucking, what do they call that? The fucking virtue signaling, which he's always done, panders to everyone. And he just fucking as loud as he can be about something while in action doing none of those things. He doesn't do anything he says. He doesn't put his money where his mouth is ever. He never invests in charities in any of these causes. He'll buy a fucking t-shirt to wear it on TV and point at a sign someone else made, but he's not putting money towards charities. He's not going out there and voicing about political things that are happening that he wants to say something about. He's just going out in front of a wrestling audience to pander to a specific wrestling crowd, to present a false valor, and fucking Cena's calling him on it. You've always pretended you're above it all. You've always pretended you're more moral than you are financial. Well, here's your chance to prove it. Don't come to Saudi. Don't make the check. Don't have the title shot. Here's your chance. Prove that you are who you say you are. And when he does it anyways and say, it's because I want the title so bad for the fans. No, that's fucking wrestling talk. What you're telling me is the money was good enough. You were able to be paid off.
Or go for the check and then donate it, right? Like to your point, I will defend CM Punk in one sense. We don't know if he donates. He might donate anonymously, what have you. We don't have his taxes. I'm just saying, like, that part we don't know. But the point you made about being vocal, he was at the No Kings rally in Chicago. There's people who take pictures of him, all that stuff. But he's not doing a selfie, FaceTime with why he's there, right? Was he there to show face to say that, hey, people, come support me because I support you? Not, this is why I'm here to make that thing, right? When Sammy didn't go to Saudi because there was actual conflict between Saudi and his people. And when that conflict got resolved, he showed up, spoke Arabic on TV, dressed in traditional garb, and you could see the emotion in him. There was real morals behind what he did.
Yeah.
Right. Daniel Bryan never wanted to go for his reasons as well. And they were supported by that. But whatever CM
KO
Punk
wouldn't go until Sammy could. And that's when he went.
Right. And that's not virtue signaling. That is standing on your principles and making your principles known. So you're correct in that. Yeah, CM Punk was at the No Kings rally, but what did he say? What was his post about it? What was his message behind being there? Right. I didn't even know they were happening. Okay. I'm out of the loop as much as it needs to be. But like when I heard about it and I saw it and people, flooded my wrestling timeline with, look, CM Punk was here. Okay. Why was he there? To support it? Okay. What's his message for supporting it?
Yeah.
He doesn't have one.
What sign did he have?
Yeah.
Did he grab a megaphone and stand on a car and make a speech?
No.
What tweet did he send out to say that he was in support of this? Right.
No.
Yeah.
The only charity. I was going to say,
Okay.
with
No,
Punk,
go ahead,
the
I'm
only charity that I know on the record that he donated to was his ex-best friend, Cole Cabana.
Well,
that was a charity.
Cole Cabana's always been a charity case. So anyone who's ever worked with him is probably doing charity.
And then, but again, okay, let's go back there with it. So when he decides to say, you know what, you need your own legal representation and all this other shit. You told the guy, I got this. I'll take care of you. Blah blah blah. You went on your fucking word. Same with the Saudi thing. You're a fucking asshole. End of the day. And
He
I
just
say,
doesn't.
see,
He can be bought off. Sorry,
I don't know.
you're
No,
right. The thing is that he can be bought, and that's what's evident.
But as a performer, then tie that in. Don't dance around like it doesn't exist. Find a way to creatively spin the narrative to either make me go, you know what, he's fucking right though, or in the same context, be like, you know what, he has to do that because he just told me why he has to do that. He doesn't do any of that. He just avoids reality and spins his misinformation so everyone continues to chant CM Punk. And it's awful. That's again, the lack of authenticity in his performance is just so evident to me that I can't relate. I just can't relate to anything he says.
Yeah. He pretended like that wasn't a thing because the way Cena said it, you have to admit to yourself you're a hypocrite. And then everything that fucking Punk
and Cena even
nothing.
tweeted, Cena even posted a picture of the tweet that associates him with being a hypocrite. Cena is staying within this storyline that they're trying to tell. And CM Punk's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, we could get personal. We could actually
go to
personal.
Mars.
We haven't gotten there yet. You have it? Because he has, and you're pretending he didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said a lot of shit. This is you. You have to eat crow here, and you have to admit that something's different. What's different?
Right.
If you want us to buy in that you're not just virtue signaling and being a pandering piece of shit, tell us what's different.
Yeah, spin out of it. Tell me a story. Go get me on a ride. And he just doesn't.
No. It's insane. It's insane.
No.
That people fucking buy into him. And I even saw some people in one of my group chats talking about how it was amazing. He was so good. And other people was like, this felt so phony and full of shit. Like, what's going on? And it's like this weird divide of like I was talking about like last week. People are either going to believe that our truth was always a part of this story is the way it was, or they're going to believe that this was that this was a work or this was not, right? There's no side of it that's convincing either side of alternatives, no matter who says it. If someone says, hey, it was a work, they go, of course they're going to say that, right? If you don't believe it. If you do believe it, you go, see, I knew it, right? Like there's no convincing. And I think with CM Punk, the irony is that he truly is that cult of personality where people have either bought in to pray at the altar of Punk and believe him to be perfect, or you haven't and you see right through him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's insane. And he says shit that doesn't make sense. That is not logical. That's not even in his own character's storyline. And people still go, oh, well, how brilliant. And I'm like, no, is his character supposed to be stupid? Is his character supposed to not remember anything? Is he supposed to be a liar? Because that's what we're presented on TV. Identifiably incorrect information.
No.
And like you said, it's just avoiding the topic of the reality of things he said in the past.
Yep.
If everything counts, then fucking make it count.
Right.
Yeah.
He fucking skirts around it. And I can't wait to see that motherfucker in Saudi Arabia losing to John Cena. And if I'm John
That's
Cena,
going to be the best. Yeah.
I tell them I'm not doing more than 5 minutes out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm Cena, no, I'm not giving them a match. I'm going to do, y'all let you do 2 moves, and then I'm going to do my moves and we'll go home.
Yeah.
Or don't
I'm
come
going to
out
do,
and forfeit.
I'm going to do 5
have
moves.
Cena come out first and allow Punk the opportunity to forfeit. Punk, if you're not going to come out and do the job in 5 minutes, then stay back there and forfeit.
Yeah.
Be the man you say you are and say, I'm not going to do less than, right? But we flew you out here, either do it or don't. But if I'm Cena, I come out first and I tell him the back 5 minutes or less or I'm walking out. Because Cena also can just walk out in the middle of the match.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is this. Punk's an actual bitch in real life. If Cena punched him once, punched it. So Cena walks away and Punk's like, oh, I'll get him back in it and runs out there. He's got 1 hit and he's done. We know he can't fight. I'm shaking John Cena's hand. Fucking forget it, dude. I wouldn't take a punch from that hand.
Yo, stop
He doesn't like
screaming. This is unwatchable.
Okay.
Who's
Right.
this Max guy?
I don't know.
Who are you?
He doesn't have to watch. No one told him to.
You don't
Right.
have to.
It's
you
just
know?
episode 1. Maybe we'll not scream next episode.
Yeah,
We got more
maybe.
episodes.
I don't know. It's just there's
Honey,
passion.
I bet you Max watches Busted Open and doesn't understand the irony.
Oh. Or Max is probably a big CM Punk fan.
That's
One of those
possible.
ones. That could be possible.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That could
CM
be
Punk fans
possible.
don't like to hear about CM Punk.
Yeah.
No. And
That's
it's
okay.
of course we're getting, very passionate and
Yeah. And
screaming.
Max could also just turn the volume down.
Yeah, that could help too.
Yeah.
Don't wear earbuds.
Max L for lower the volume. Instead of having
Mhm.
max volume, lower the volume.
Lower
You know what I mean?
volume. Yeah.
I live on Max.
Cheers to you, drinking buddy. Or
Yeah,
I don't
cheers.
think I would want to drink with someone who won't accept me for who I am. And if I'm loud, which most people who know me in person,
Amanda's
I'm
loud.
loud.
Yeah.
Well,
Amanda
shit.
is very
You
loud.
guys have heard me at wrestling shows that are on TV. Yeah, I disrupted.
I have
people here.
discovered you're at wrestling shows because I've been watching them and heard you. And when
You
it's
hear
like,
me? You're like, I know she's here. Where is she?
yo, man, are you at this show I'm watching right now? Yeah, I thought I heard you. Like, cameras can't not pick you up.
Message me. Are you at the show? Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
You can't see me. You can.
Yeah.
You can just follow the sound of my voice. Yes, my voice has disrupted freaking Will Ospreay many times. I'm gonna get to him in a minute. Talk about hypocrites and liars.
You just said his name for real.
I
Yeah.
did.
That's
You were
true.
serious. You were
Yes.
serious.
So, but Max is probably also an Ocean Spray fan.
That's possible. I can see
That's
that.
possible. He probably thinks he's the best in the world, bro. No, you're not. Okay, so I don't know how much AEW y'all have been watching. I really am not anymore. But when he came around, and yes, I did disturb his little speech, and he told me to pipe down, bruv. Yeah. Me and my nobody wants you here. Really loud. I stood on a chair. So yeah. You'd probably not like me, Max, at a wrestling match. You definitely would not like me when Ricky Stark Saints wrestles because that booty. I'm just saying.
The booty is
I
loud.
Yeah, the booty is loud. Booty is loud. Yes. And you know what? Honestly, if you men can objectify the women, and especially with like Joshi, why the hell can I not look at butts?
Marsh and I
Hell.
are very respectable of women's wrestling on here, and you love
Yes.
talking about dude butts.
I
Yeah.
do. And I'll
Yeah.
talk about women's butts too.
But you're
You know
the-
who's got a great
that's-
butt? Stephanie Vaquer. And I will
Yeah,
say
kind
this:
of
her
a
gear
gimmick.
yesterday, the way it was done, her butt, it looked like a heart. I was like, oh, that's fucking badass. And you got a fucking little butt. You go, girl. And then you go, Randy Orton. Son,
Was she on
for-
NXT? Vakor?
Huh?
Was Stephanie Vakor on NXT?
No, she's on main roster now.
That's what I thought. You said last night. So I was thinking.
Not last night, I meant 2
but
nights
you're
ago.
Raw. On Raw. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
Raw.
yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, she had the little gear, the little heart. Yeah. Yeah. Last night we got this like deep voice, sultry Ricky. Like, who is this?
Yeah, you said he's got a raspy voice, and I meant to look it up. I didn't catch it. I was watching the
Oh,
other
yeah, I'm
stuff,
like-
but
Yeah. Like you can, yeah, whatever. Like, why don't you call me and talk to me in that voice? I'm like, yeah, anyways. So back to Ocean Spray.
he's like, this is why I won't.
Yeah.
He texted me too.
This is why, yeah. So Ocean Spray. There was a post that he had posted about a week ago, maybe a little bit more, that it was him and his old lady. They're engaged. Now, I've been watching
Ospreay?
AEW. Yeah.
Who's he with now?
Well, him and Bea Priestley, that's been long gone.
That's what I mean. That's the last
Alex
information I've
Winter.
heard about.
Alex Winter. So
Okay,
she's who has her baby daddy is another British wrestler. I don't know who, but whatever. Can't keep up with some of these hoes in Britain. Anyways.
That's the name
And
of the episode. Can't keep up with these hoes in Britain.
These hoes in Britain.
If you don't get the magazines, it's hard to keep track.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track, man. Like shit.
That's the real
Like,
dirt
all of
sheet.
all of these new ones. I'm like, I don't even know what's happening to some of these old school ones I love. I'd love to see a photo of Jimmy Havoc in his DHL uniform. Totally. Yeah. Like, you talk about it, but I want to see it. I won't believe it until I see it. So, like, if you have a picture of Jimmy Havoc out there, people, and he's delivering DHL packages, because I was told it was DHL. I'd like to see.
That's what I heard too. I heard that, yeah. I mean, he was one of the first ones fired by AEW for getting drunk and having a fight with Excalibur, which is interesting. But he also won the fight with Excalibur, is what I heard.
Yeah.
That,
But he's had
even while drunk.
demons. He's always had demons. He's had demons. He's had a drinking problem. A lot of these guys, I can't say for Joey Ryan, but I could say for some of these other guys, a lot of them have a drinking problem. Especially the Brits.
Yeah.
Some of them get blackout drunk. So if you guys think that your favorite British guy, Bruv, is the exception to the rule, well, apparently on the Jericho cruise, and he's supposed to be the face of the company, he was a fucking mess. And a lot of people were like, just a lot of wrestlers, big wigs were like, no, it was bad from what I was told. But again, glad I didn't go. I would have killed him this time. I would have thrown him over. I'm like, before last time you didn't assault me. This time you've assaulted me. Yeah, that's on you. I'll go to jail happily. I'm like, here, cuff me. Yep, I'll walk that. I'll do the time and the crime. But yeah, no. So he's saying that they just got engaged. He's been saying that they're married, the wifey and whatever. He's been saying this for almost 2 years now. And now you're getting engaged? What a fucking liar. You're a piece of shit, dude. Like,
what?
Damn.
Because he got engaged after 2 years? I don't see the problem.
Well, no, but he was saying that his wife, my wife and my kid.
Oh,
well,
people always say that dumb shit, wifey talk, and they're not together.
There are other people who, they are, they are legit married. They'll say it and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But him, it was like he made such a big production out of everything, and liar, just like Phil. Hypocrites, liars. Don't trust them. Don't trust them. Yeah. That's just my opinion. But anyways, Punk's a piece of shit. So, but we all knew I would say that.
Yeah.
And if you didn't,
no, I was really disappointed in that promo too. A lot of people were talking about it like it was a big deal, and when I watched it, I was like, this feels like when everyone told me I had to watch the Pipe Bomb. I wasn't even watching wrestling at the time. The Pipe Bomb was such a big deal that at the time I looked it up and I watched it, and then I was all like, what? Like, I was really confused.
I did the same thing.
I was all like, right? Like,
I was like, that sounds like wrestling to me. I thought Austin did half that shit already.
Yeah. It sounded like just general wrestling. It wasn't impressive wrestling. This wasn't like, oh shit, this dude's really digging in a way that we've never seen before. I was all like, this sounds scripted. It sounds pre-rehearsed. It sounds like the production was on the same page to cut the mic at the right time. Like, nothing came across as authentic at all. And I was all like, and it sounded like he was a whiny bitch. Like, nothing about it made me sound like, made me think, oh, this is a tough guy talking shit. I was like, this is a whiny guy complaining about everything and just not doing the job. Well, and it was really weird to me. And then, when I saw this one too, I was all like, it's more the same. That's what I mean. Like, I think it's perfect that his song is Cult of Personality, because that's the only thing that's carried him through his whole fucking career, is either people latching on to every word he fucking says, or the rest of us who just don't care enough and move on. Like, we're not getting in the way of him being successful. Nothing we say would be, and I wouldn't try to be realistically. If I had the power to, whatever, do whatever you're going to do. But there's this sect of people that just eat it all up, and I don't get it.
And I think it's just because they might be just 10 years younger than us and didn't live through the Attitude Era, because Austin did all that. He literally fought the authority. That's why
Yes.
it was a storyline. That's why it existed. And when we as fans learned that Vince was in charge and Austin has to make sure that he kicks Vince's ass so he doesn't get treated like shit, so I actually get to beat up my boss, and the way he would talk, the term can of whoop ass exists in the ethos of life because he wanted to open a can of whoop ass on Vince McMahon.
Yep.
His boss for fucking him over. So
Yes.
if someone's going to sit down on a ramp and whine like a fucking preschool kid that your son-in-law is the real one who's pulling the strings or whatever fucking subtext he was trying to say in that dumbass promo, when Austin said everything right out front. And if you don't like that, I'll kick your ass. Like, so whatever the fuck, I don't fucking get it. All these CM Punk fans must be fucking 10 years younger than me or some shit, where they just truly didn't understand the Attitude Era.
Dude, they don't understand the Attitude Era. They just don't. You can see it in the way that they talk about even hardcore matches and shit. Like, it's not the same. Like, you go, no, Mick Foley fell off of a cage and fell through a cage, and you could hear his honest concern, and there was a craziness.
He put his tongue through his lip.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
yeah.
And
how do you do that?
All of it was kind of an accident. He took advantage of the situation.
Not kind of.
Well, the idea was that he was supposed to go through the cage, but it wasn't supposed to. Supposedly, I don't know. Right. But what I've been told and what I've seen and other things is that they had rigged up the cage so it would fucking sink a little bit and then fall through. But what they didn't do was the sides were held by zip ties. So when they thought the middle would give way, they didn't think that the bars would snap.
Right.
They thought those zip ties would hold, and they didn't. And so when they went to go do the sink part, well, the other side just gave way and didn't have a chance to sink. So I wouldn't say that like there was zero concept he'd go through the cage. It was supposed to be a little bit of a work to get him through the cage. He just went through the fucking cage. And then, his lip broke open on accident, and he took advantage of this whole situation, and he was largely unconscious for most of this show. And when you think about it, when you hear him talk about it, and you hear other people talk about it, a lot of them say, maybe we shouldn't have finished that match. But what it did do, and it lived on in such a way that I played that match for some friends of mine about 5 years ago at this point. And at this point, we had seen barbed wire matches, and we had seen the glass matches, and we had seen these things. Then we watched Hell in a Cell, and it made us all really uneasy because we're watching a thing that was just so raw and real. And you're watching Funk come out and buy time. You're watching Undertaker try to figure out how to get through this with a broken ankle because he broke his ankle the night before.
Yeah.
Now people just go through shit for the sake. Like, I gave Darby the riot act about the fucking Sting retirement match. He ruined the whole thing by doing that stupid glass spot.
Yeah.
And you go, for what? So you need to fucking remember.
Just real quick to bring it, because you're going in the right direction, but I definitely want to just lay this phrase out. When you said that when they look back on it, they probably should have stopped the match. The idea that the match kept going was for the story. It was for the emotion of the story and the match that was being told between that feud. Where you're at now in your rant is about Darby Allin and the spots. Everything now is about the spots and what people say about the thing. They try to create the organic moments that happened in those stories that were being told.
Yeah.
And you can get there. You can get there. For instance, Sammy and Matt Hardy were trying to get there, right? In that match where Matt Hardy was knocked the fuck out, right? That was Sammy, right? When Aubrey put the X up and they're like, nah, Matt, just keep going, right?
That was Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara.
Yeah. So that match, they were trying to create those moments within the story, and they did the right thing at first, right? And then as the match went on and you saw where they were going, they were creating those moments within the story of that match, and that type of thing was working, right? To your point, that Sting retirement match had no reason for glass. All the moments that involved Sting and, Ric Flair and Steamboat, like, it was a fun ode to Sting and had everything stayed in there. And even Darby Allin, if he just did a Stinger splash and a Scorpion Death Drop and the Scorpion Deathlock, do those.
Yeah.
Show the tutelage, man. Like, be a 100% copy of Sting for the story. No. Let's do the spots, man. Let's do the spots. And that's the bullshit. So the reason why Hell in a Cell will always live on forever is the story, right? The first one with Shawn and Undertaker is the story. Why does it live on forever? Because Kane ripped the fucking door off, right? The match, Pritchard says it, right? Like, the match was created just to rip the door off. We were telling people there's no way in, there's no way out. And to solidify Kane's character is so he can rip the door off of this thing that you're not supposed to go in and out. So, like, all of that shit was done for the story. And everything now is being done for the spot. CM Punk refuses to jump into the story. Now, all that shit with Darby and Ospreay, and I just Googled Ospreay real quick. So sorry, I did 2 bird searches.
Do it.
But like, he has the most 5-star matches. He's one of 5 wrestlers that have 5-star matches in one night. I literally cannot tell you one Ospreay match. I'm sorry. The Ricochet one from fucking 10 years ago that turned into a pretty cool feud with Vader, right? Like, what was it? Progress or RO? I think it was Progress that they did the Vader stuff with. Like, that was a pretty cool story. I was watching, shouts to the Apron Bump podcast. I was watching his narration on it, and I saw the match. I was like, you know what? That's a pretty cool story. Glad they did something with it, right? Tell me stories. Quit with the fucking spots, man. If Bruv wants to show me a story, read me a fucking story. Tell me a story. He can't.
Bruv
It's impossible. He doesn't know how.
Bruv he won't tell you a story because you know why? He can't even fucking sell. So,
Yeah. Well, but that's just it, is that the whole thing goes beyond that. Like Bishop saying, Foley was thrown off the cage by Undertaker, and that was a moment, and that was part of the story. And then every cage match after that had that spot because they remember the spot. They don't remember how we got there. You know what I mean? Like Bishop and I were talking a couple weeks ago about because I was giving fucking Becky a lot of grief for her most recent heel turn. It doesn't make any sense because heel turns used to be the way they talked about your favorites. This guy's talking shit about my guy. I don't like him. This guy's my guy because he's always been the good guy who's doing things the right way and working hard, right? This is the guy who tells me to take my vitamins, drink my milk, right? So why am I going to like the guy who teams up with this asshole manager, this fucking, Heenan, Andre's with Heenan now, and he's ripping off the cross from my guy because he says his prayers. Now you don't like Andre. Andre never said, you crowd is lazy. You guys aren't as successful as me. Ric Flair did that in a time where his shoes were more expensive than everyone's fucking salary. So his whole thing was wealth. I'm richer than you by a lot. Well, now the fucking front row seats are $100,000.
Right.
I don't know that they aren't as more wealthy than you. You know what I mean? You're pointing at these motherfuckers who are here every fucking night and they're spending fucking hundreds and thousands of dollars a year to be here.
There's zero chance Roxanne makes more money than Green Shirt Guy.
There's no chance.
Zero chance. Zero chance.
No way.
Green Shirt Guy has way more money than Roxanne Perez.
I know. I'm like, what do these people do? Like, seriously. Like, I always wondered that. Like, okay, Green Shirt Guy. It's like, okay, everyone's got a gimmick there. Okay. Like, I'm like, well, you don't need to fuck. Why are you think you're? Don't try to get yourself over. I always think it's stupid. Yeah, I want to be in the front because I can't see.
Right.
And there's that fucking dumb
And
ref
you need
guy.
the-
We're all dumb ref guys. No one wears this and isn't dumb. Fucking
No, there's that
always
one
their front
ref
row
guy
too.
that's everywhere. Yeah,
Yeah, he's dumb.
yeah. It's like
If
he's
I
got
saw
the
him,
signs
I'd be
of
like,
the
"Yo,
original
what's
ref.
up, my dummy buddy?" You know what I mean? We're both dumb.
Yeah. What original ref are you? Original what?
Original
idiot?
what?
And then there's the Macho Man guy, and then there was the ones on AEW, the husband and the wife that had the glittery like jackets on.
Yeah.
Sequin.
But
There's
that
the one
dude,
guy.
the referee guy moves around, so he's getting the best seat he can get at the time.
Yeah, he's getting the best seat he can.
Which means he makes more money than Roxanne, no doubt. He makes more money than like whatever.
We love Roxanne. We absolutely love Roxanne. I'm just saying, like,
dude, I just got this. I wasn't even at a show that had it, and I literally saw someone selling it online. I was like, I have to have it. It might be my only chance to get a Roxanne autograph. She's gonna be too popular too fast.
I thought about that because they had that when I was at Stand and Deliver.
They had those at
And-
Santa Delivery. You didn't fucking text me.
You know what? I was too excited about my Ricky Saints shirt, okay? And getting
You
that.
already had the shirt.
No, I didn't have the new one. Not the
No.
official Ricky Saints one.
You
Oh,
can
well.
ask him for one.
I
How are you
Did
the
not
biggest
think about
fan of your best friend?
I
know
did
your
not think of
your
that.
loyalty is amazing. I'm just saying.
My loyalty is amazing. You know, God damn
Look,
it. Fucking
There is
make that
one piece of
motherfucker cry.
merchandise that's $110 on the shop, and there's a part of me that wants to reach out to someone who is close friends with that performer and be like,
Mhm.
"Yo, let's put both our friendships on the line right now. Get me that fucking $110 jersey. Just tell him my size. See if he does it."
Well, I have put in a request for trunks. I said
I'm not
if I
shocked.
can if
I
I
wouldn't
were
trust you.
no, I said no,
wouldn't trust you
they
at
would
all.
be framed. I have
Sure, they would.
Marty sent me trunks. I have a pair of his trunks. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Colt Cabana, like all my favorites. I have
tracks.
something. I don't know.
What
It's
do they
like
smell
wrapped
like?
up right now.
No, I
haven't-
meant
haven't
from
gotten
Marty.
good- Shadow box.
Well,
Yeah. No,
Well,
yeah, but
got his
Ricky's the
allegations.
one.
That tracks. I'm just saying.
yeah. I did say, "Can I request a pair?" And he was like, "Okay, what pair?" And I said, "One of the booty short."
white
He's like,
ones?
"No." He's like, "Not one of the booty short ones." I go, "You don't wear them anymore."
You
me
don't
the
even
one
use them.
No, I'm like,
I
I'm like,
need
"Give me the
pajamas,
one-"
Amanda. I need pajamas.
No. No. His pajamas. I'm not going there. But no, I'm like, I told him, give me the ones you won, hard times. Those ones when you came out, and wrestled
Oh,
Murdoch.
that was nice.
Yes, that's it. I was like, you brought a little tear to my eye. I'm like, oh,
Is
that's
that
so
the, did you get the hard times ones?
No, I haven't gotten any yet.
That
I
was the
haven't
one
gotten any
time I
yet.
saw him live. That was the only time I saw him live.
Mhm.
So those ones would mean something to me. Specific. I mean,
That's
they would
why I
obviously mean
wanted-
something to you, but
I wanted the yellow booty. I wanted the red booty short. The other ones that he has with the gusset that.
okay,
Miss
I'm not
Sandra
gonna.
made for
You can
him.
describe them all day. I don't know what fucking shorts, and it's fine. They're a pair of shorts you saw his asshole in. I get
Well, I'll
it.
tell you this.
It's not a big
trunks he
deal.
made, he never had to pull on them, But yeah, no. But I have the trunks and Marty, and I did not ask. But the ones that I have, he actually wore them the first time I saw him wrestle.
That's cool.
Yeah.
See, I would want
Also,
some shit
they're
like
the ones-
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Also, he won Bola. I wasn't there at Bola, but he won Bola in those. But it was really cool because I told him, dude, do you realize that these are the ones you wore the first time I saw you wrestle? When you wrestled Ocean Spray at WrestleCon Dallas? He was like, oh yeah, I think I did wear them then. So he went back to go look and he goes, you were right. And I go, I had to go back and look too because I thought. So
did
that
he
was
call you
pretty-
bruv?
No, he does not call me bruv.
That's so
No.
weird. I would call him
No.
bruv, I think.
Who, Marty?
Yes.
Oh, I'd come out from hiding and punch you in the face. Like, oh, don't do that. Yeah.
Can you imagine we go to lunch together like you said we might do one day? Fucking, I just
Mhm.
like, oh, it's a
Well,
pleasure
we
to
could
meet
have
you,
done it
bruv.
one day.
Right?
could have done
I'm so
it,
like, it's a
but
pleasure
some-
to meet you, bruv. And then you just shove me and be like,
Uh,
get out!
You invited. What are you doing here? Marty, I don't know this man.
I don't fucking
I don't-
know this fool.
Well, you could have gone to lunch had you gone to
Had more
WrestleMania
money.
this year.
I know, had the economy not collapsed from beneath me.
Well, no, because you wouldn't have said that. I would just looked at you like, oh my god, dude. Like, yeah, like he's paying his own bill.
Yeah. No one's
We need
covering
two
this
checks,
idiot.
one for him. You should know.
Yeah. You're like, we need 2 checks. The soda's on me and the rest on this idiot.
Yes, this guy, yeah, he doesn't even go here. Oh my god! But no, you could have gone.
I know.
We were,
We'll get
we were
back to
at
that.
lunch for
So-
fucking 3 hours.
I know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Something will happen eventually. Did you?
Yeah.
Do you guys
Oh.
think? Do you think the fans are gonna take to Ron Killings?
Good question.
Yes,
Yeah,
but it
but
doesn't have legs.
yeah.
That's why
Here's the other
I'm concerned. Real quick, Amanda. Sorry. That's why I'm concerned that it's happening Friday. I don't know. I don't know if it has anything past that, because if they're gonna take the fire out from underneath his flame, there's nothing after that. He came in so hard, he needs to have his time past the Punk match, keep fucking with John to get it to happen now. I mean, look, tell me a story. I'll go along for the ride, but I don't think it has much legs in. So they need to be careful.
SummerSlam to it.
I felt like it was a
almost
little
until the
soon
end.
too to have that rematch coming up, because like you
Yeah.
said, you can only jump a guy so many times before I go like, okay,
But
you know,
if he kept doing it after some of these big matches, you know, that's where it's kind of like, oh, you're really building up to something. But for me, the other part that I don't like is WWE is going to continue to call him R-Truth. They were doing that on
They're
Raw,
still
and I'm
doing
like,
it. Yeah.
still doing it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but he really made a point that he's Ron. You know, he's Ron. You know,
Ron
and
Killings
he's
now. Yeah. The truth is,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, so how can you do that? So that's where I kind of, I don't want to say question, but that's where I'm kind of at with that. Like, you're already burying him with that, and then now you've got this match already, which is way too soon.
No, I think you're right, and honestly, to bring up commentary is a great point, because Marsh mentioned about Michael Cole being off his shit on Monday night, and we could talk about that later too, because this past Monday was a very, very interesting part that happened. But on Friday, even when Wade Barrett and Joe Tessitore are doing their thing, you hear the freedom they have to get things in their own voice, and it's ruining the ability to just invest naturally. For instance, Yada Amin is a thing that existed from your side of the world, right? Like it's definitely West Coast. It came up through hip hop in the 90s. I always remember the phrase. I said it as much as I could as a kid, but we were New Yorkers, we were East Coast, so we had our own shit. But when I heard it again, I was like, that's not new to me. I love everything he's saying. Yet they say it 12 fucking times after Fatu says it. Or even before Fatu showed up. You know what I mean? It's like, no, that's not what that is. It's not yours. It's his. Fucking stop. And they butcher everything on commentary, and they don't tell stories. Jim Ross's greatest comment of all time. You guys told the stories. I was the soundtrack. He's a part of what you did. You guys do it. I finish polishing your story. That's it. I'm just the soundtrack here. The entire movie is made. I'm the soundtrack. This Friday night crew, I give them their own space to develop their chemistry, but they have too much freedom to take us in the wrong direction.
Who came out?
And you know
I was
me,
watching
I love
SmackDown clips, and it was LA Knight came out, and Tessitore was a fucking idiot on commentary. All of a sudden, he was like, "Yeah, oh, here we go," and like he fucking started flipping out about him, and started like making weird noises, and I was all like, relax. This is not the same as Ross saying business is about to pick up. You know what I mean? That's the kind of comment you make is, oh,
you know,
I don't know what he's going to say to these guys, but you know he's going to sting. You know what I mean? Like there's a way.
Or even Michael Cole saying it's boss time when Sasha Banks shows up. As over the top as he got, there's one moment to add to that superstar. It's not stealing their fucking catchphrase.
That's true. Yep.
You don't do that. No, definitely do not do that. I think
I've been having a hard time with a lot of the commentary, although I will say on Raw, Corey Graves was back, and I don't know why. I didn't look it up.
Pat McAfee, your buddy, was taking some time off.
He has his partnership with ESPN, and he's been sent to the finals, the NBA finals,
Yeah.
which has the Indiana Pacers in it, and he's located in Indiana. So there's this whole thing about McAfee doing that. So the last 2 Mondays, the Indiana basketball team has been playing, and that's where he is. So he's not able to be at the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever the reason was, and I believe that to be true. At the time, I even believed it must have something to do with football or something. It had to do with some other sport he's involved in, because he's involved in a lot, because he's very talented in a lot of ways. All I could think is this is the best Michael Cole has been in well over a year. Michael Cole is telling stories, and Corey Graves is making a few little jokes here and there.
That's what Corey does.
The whole year, Michael Cole hasn't told a fucking story. He hasn't watched a single match. During the matches, he miscalls the names of the players in the match, the moves that are happening, the story that's being told, and he's been an absolute mess because his primary goal when McAfee is there is to make his buddy giggle.
Yeah.
Where when Corey Graves was there, it was like, oh, let's get to work. And he did. And suddenly I had Michael Cole from 2 years ago, and I was like, oh, this is the pairing we need. Corey and Michael Cole are amazing together. They tell stories together, they watch the content together, and they make it come to life.
Yeah.
With McAfee, McAfee's thing is a fan on commentary, which is very cool. But that means there's more weight on Michael Cole not picking up.
Exactly.
And he falls too far into the McAfee flow instead of the Michael Cole of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's I'm sorry, man.
No.
That's what I was alluding to before I went on the SmackDown rant. Corey Graves goes with the Ishigoroshi, and Michael Cole goes, I haven't heard that in years. And I immediately thought of you, Marsh, and I was like, yeah, because you don't work with someone who knows wrestling. And I have said it. Pat McAfee is a 3-time WWE Hall of Famer. As a celebrity, as a commentator, and an in-ring performer. He brings life to wrestling. He truly does. As a celebrity to step in there to get you to feel that Adam Cole match, to what he did at WrestleMania with Austin Theory and Vince McMahon, and his original run on commentary, you feel what he feels. Because like you said, he's a fan, but he's not a fan who disrespects the business. He's a fan that wants you to love what's going on. The problem that we've had with Michael Cole, specifically with Pat McAfee getting incredibly comfortable at the booth, is that it's too much fan, not enough professional. I long for Corey Graves at the booth. I want to see a move. I have no fucking clue what it's called, and then hear what it is, because Corey Graves knows it, and he knows it within story. And I shook my head at first when you said this is we've had Michael Cole first time in 2 years. He had to figure out that throughout the episode. In the beginning of Raw, it wasn't that Michael Cole. It took him about an hour and a half to really feed into what Corey Graves was doing. Those blank spaces that were McAfee jokes and celebrations of performers. McAfee, again, does a great job at keeping the energy where it needs to be. But when it comes to the information of what we don't know as fans, that intellectual commentator with edge, because, again, as much as McAfee wants to celebrate Jey Uso, Corey Graves will tell you why he's the best imitation or best version of Bobby Heenan we've had in forever. Where Hogan was always a heel to Bobby Heenan. And even when he turns heel, Heenan goes, I told you all along, right? And then Heenan still doesn't fucking like the guy, right? He never celebrates Hogan for being a bad guy. Corey Graves is the best we've ever had at that since, where he has a mission on commentary to tell you a story, but also tell you who these characters are as people. And to not have that on one of your main shows, I fucking hope WWE hears something that anybody has said about Corey Graves being on commentary. And I don't want anybody to lose a job, but for Corey to be the third person in the NXT booth and not be number 1 or number 2 on a main roster show is fucking bullshit.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, also
he's
Booker,
such a fucking talent, man. Such a talent.
Booker still needs to go. And I think really what it's gotten to now is that Corey, he definitely does shut him down So a lot of the times you get the, you know, the real like pig like, you know.
Oh yeah,
commentary.
man.
Oh man. Yeah. Oh.
Dude, as much as I like
Oh.
Booker during all the men segments, every time a
No.
woman comes out, I go, yeah, we don't need dirty old man on commentary
We
anymore.
don't, yeah, we don't. We
We
don't.
just don't need it.
No.
It doesn't bring
And
as
it's
much
like,
to the content as you think.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anytime we
It
get
takes
dirty,
away.
yes, it
Even
takes
some
away.
of the men's
Look,
matches.
I haven't plugged my show, but Terrible Wrestling Takes podcast. I put one out after Money in the Bank, and I made the comment that Booker T has actually ruined Stephanie Vaquer's Devil's Kiss.
Yeah.
He gets so excited for her ass cheeks that he has zero interest in promoting the fact that her opponent's head is getting rammed into the fucking mat. Rhea, when Stephanie was doing the Devil's Kiss on the ladder to Rhea, I wanted nothing more than Rhea to just scratch her forehead a little bit to gain a little bit of blood.
Yeah.
Because the head is being banged into a fucking ladder 10 fucking times.
Yeah.
As I said on the show, everyone's cheering for cheeks. We got butt cheeks going up and down, up and down, up and down. That's great. That's not the fucking move. The move isn't how do I shake my ass on your shoulders? No. It's how I'm banging your face into the fucking mat. And that's what should be done. So Booker T's over-sexualization of female wrestlers in an era where female wrestlers are fucking amazing. The talent. We spent fucking 15 minutes at the beginning of this episode talking about how losing Liv is so integral to the fucking show. And no one talks about how gorgeous Liv is. She's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
No one talks about it because she's a fantastic performer. We're at a level where all these women do such great things for, as you said, Amanda, for Booker T to reduce her to, oh yeah, man, because her ass is going up and down. No.
Yeah.
She's banging that head into the fucking mat, trying to render her opponents unconscious. It's bullshit, man. It's fucking bullshit.
And I will say that Liv is so good, and I'll let you go, Miss Amanda Jane. I'm so sorry, but I want to get this before it's gone because I've basically lived a life of concussions from stupidity. The idea that no one talks about how Liv looks now is a testament to Liv's work because that's all they talked about in the beginning. And a lot of times people were saying people only like Liv because they think she's hot. And I kept saying, no, you just don't see what we see. She is very beautiful, like you said, but she's a fucking talent. She's so good. You're going to see it when you see it. And I can't make you see it till you do, right? She's put in so much work that now the story is beyond what she looks like. She uses it in her story, the fucking little cut off jeans and being like, Dom can have all of this and being obnoxious. You go, okay, what a bitch, right? Right. The gum chewing, like fuck all of it.
But she used to need a blue tongue or a red tongue, right? Remember that shit? She used to stick her tongue out and it'd be different colors because we need something to look at her. No, her performance takes care of all that shit.
It fixed it all. And the thing about like Booker ruining the Stephanie Vaquer move, Stephanie even mentioned it on one of the tweets when Charlotte did it. She goes, yeah, but there's one big difference between me and Charlotte. And she put a little peach emoji. And you go, yeah, but that's your chance to turn its story, right? Yes, she's got a bigger ass and she uses it to force the opponent's head down harder, right? It's like Toni Storm doing the hip thrust in the fucking corner.
Yeah.
She's got a big old ass, so she's going to throw it in your face and knock you out with it, right? Like, yes, that's the shape of their body, but also this is the way that they're using it as a weapon. So talk about it like a weapon and not just being like, ooh, I'd let her do that to me. Why? Because that's supposed to hurt. You're supposed to say, I wouldn't want her to do that to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, with men, it's really weird because my other side with him too is he's not always really good with the dudes. He's a hater. Okay. He's a hater. He hates Ricky. Hates him. And
Ricky's a little
Corey's
pretty
always
boy.
shutting him up and correcting him. I'm like, I'm sorry that pretty
Booker's
Ricky
from Harlem Heat. He doesn't need little pretty boys out here prancing.
Yeah, I'm sorry that pretty Ricky is, better than you, and sorry. Yeah, no. Sorry, Booker T.
My biggest problem
I hate on a light-skinned brother. Okay. Can't do that.
My biggest problem with Harlem Heat, just to go off on a little side tangent, they're from Houston. Why don't they just call them the Houston Heat? It's the same alliteration, and it's still pretty solid.
I mean, it was because of what Harlem was known for at the time.
I know, but still, call them the Houston Heat.
Yeah, it would make sense now.
Right. It would have made
Now
sense
it's
back
fine.
then too.
No. Mm-mm.
It's a huge
Because-
That's
improvement
just
from what they
racist.
had before in GCW. If you think that was racist, you did not see what they did
No.
in GCW.
No.
A
What
different
I
GCW, by the way. What was the one that GFW, Global Force?
Full Force Wrestling. Yeah.
Let me see.
No.
I'll look it up right now for you so you
There's
can
a lot
know.
of
You're talking
They
like
came out in
post-TNA?
chains.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Post-TNA?
before TNA. No, before TNA. When they got their start, they showed up. It was before GI Bro, WCW, all that shit. Fucking
Even before that. Got you. Okay.
Yeah. And then
Ray-
Jeff Jarrett revamped it.
Ray and Booker T came out in chains. I'm gonna put up GFW and fucking I'll pull up a picture of it in a bit.
I think I remember seeing this.
Well,
They
called,
came out in chains with like a plantation owner and they had a
Yeah.
fucking awful name.
Yeah.
I don't remember
But
what.
then
I'll find it
look
all,
at-
but
Like look at
Harlem Heat
Mr.
was definitely an
Fuji.
improvement.
But look at Mr. Fuji though. Okay. Totally stereotypical little old Asian man. Sneaky. And yeah, come on.
Yeah.
It's okay.
The
I
way
mean,
that
it happens. It happens. Unfortunately, we get stereotyped, Fucking Drew carries a sword and wears a kilt, Sheamus is a drinker, Punk's an
Yep.
asshole. Well, I don't know where that came from, but you know what
No,
I mean. You know what I mean. Yeah.
It is stereotype.
It's stereotyping.
Stereotypes.
Yeah. Stereotyping. John Cena, Wonder Bread. He has great butt.
Okay. They were initially the Ebony Experience.
That sounds a lot sexier than chains. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of hot in a way. They were supposed to be like hip young
That's like
black
a-
guys, but
That's like
Oh,
a
fun.
R&B, like a 90s R&B artist
Absolutely.
kind of name, like late 80s, 90s. Yeah. One hit wonder, probably. Yeah. That's the vibe I'm getting. But
so they were
unfortunately,
originally prisoners won in a card game by Colonel Rob Parker.
Oh my goodness.
Good Lord.
Yep.
Prisoners won in a card game.
Yep.
That's atrocious.
That is
That was the
bad.
beginning of WCW, actually. So Ebony
I wonder
Experience
how-
was Global Force. WCW was the racist one. So my apologies to Bruce Pritchard.
I wonder.
So what did they come
yeah.
over as when they were one in the card game?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get the name of it because the websites are being really dodgy as to what they were called because they don't want you finding photos of it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Because they were billed as Cole and Lash, billed from Harlem as prisoners. Colonel Rob Parker. I'm gonna find it.
Even
Don't worry.
Lash is a fucked up name with
Yeah.
the slavery concept.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah,
a whip
that's-
is a
yeah.
lashing. Like, fuck.
It's not great. Yeah, I'll give you
Thank
that.
God Lash
I
Red
will
didn't
not
wear
argue that.
Well,
big
that's-
old Lash.
yeah. And, yeah, and that could be associated with Ashley, but fuck,
Yeah.
man, that's crazy. And
That is crazy.
that's just
It's
40 years
crazy.
ago. I mean, 35
Yeah.
years ago. That's just
Yeah. But look at those guys, like
We've come a long way.
the obvious stereotypes with it, like
Well, and that's-
Yokozuna.
that too. Yeah, he was Samoan acting Japanese.
Yeah, Samoan, and you're making him. Yeah,
But that's
But,
where Booker T then should also understand, instead of saying, and I'm not saying he says this, but he's acting in a way where paying that due the way he paid that due is still
Yeah.
acceptable. He has the ability to take these women or any performer really and uplift them from the beginning based on their talent as opposed to their attributes or associations.
Yeah.
Right. When Cornette got fired from NWA for doing the
Ethiopian joke.
Yeah. And then people were like, oh, well, he said this back in the day on that. And yes, it's a turn of phrase, but in, let's just say, today's world, you should understand when that turn of phrase is no longer a part of the ethos. So in a similar vein, Booker T should not treat these women as objects because honestly, they're just not objects. Should have never been portrayed that way because they had talented wrestlers back in the day like Jackie and Jazz and Ivory and Medusa and these incredibly athletic women back then who didn't need to be Sables and Tori Wilsons and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But now we don't have Sables and Tori Wilsons, and no offense to them because they made their money and they brought eyeballs and they're legends. But today we have wrestlers. These women are fucking wrestlers. Stop cheering for cheeks. Just stop.
Well, my other
Except
thing
for you,
is,
Amanda, you can cheer.
Yeah, I'm different. I need the opportunity. Yeah, if you don't know, then sorry, but no. He's now has a new one that I'd say Jada Parker, he's been on that gravy train for a while. It gets gross. Yeah. But now his new one, because of Worlds Collide, I think is now really Lola Vice. And it's just bad. And I'm sitting there like,
and they faced each other in a fucking underground match. Mm-hmm. Where they show that they are beyond their looks and fucking brawlers. Again, like not giving to their athletic ability and intensity and reducing them to their looks. Again, both beautiful. Again, both have cheeks. Both have the ability to show that they're sexy. But Jada, from the beginning, I was like, she is next up because there's an authenticity to this thuggish, ruggish character. Like, if you spent any time growing up in any part of the world who lacks affluence, you know a Jada Parker. Yep. And when I seen her, I was like, fuck, I know Jada Parkers. I love Jada Parkers. Jada Parkers are my best friends. I love them so much. I want to see this Jada Parker succeed. And when she did the censored promo in the ring, I was like, done, sold. Next one, give me a championship, all that shit. Like, we need that celebrated. We need authenticity celebrated. We don't need how beautiful they are to be the first thing that the commentators should never talk about it ever. No, they should talk about wrestling acumen and be the soundtrack to what's going on in the ring.
Yeah, and also they should not, because Booker T has done this too, and Corey came to poor Ricky's defense. He's like, "That's a beautiful man. What are you talking about? You're a hater." I remember he said, "You're a hater." Funny. It was the night the throat thing, but it was funny because I'm like, Booker T, why are you you don't have to sexualize everything. Don't have to get the men involved. You don't have to get all these, you don't have to do that. There's, you just need to not be on commentary. To me, you are the fucking Tony Schiavone of the commentators for WWE. Fucking Tony Schiavone needs really.
I think he brings more Schiavone, but I do think that like we can see who's attractive and not, right? And we can see with the men and the women. We saw the first time I saw Roman Reigns, I went, God damn,
he's a good looking
superhero.
I was like, this dude's a fucking action figure in real life.
First thing I said too, I was like, "This motherfucker's a superhero." I'm watching wrestling for this guy,
dude.
Yeah, and I was all like, "God,
the hair."
Fucking, you see Randy Orton come out like when you're live in second row. Randy Orton comes out, you're just like, "Fuck you, dude! Come on, my wife is here." You know what I mean? Like,
she can't see how much I love you.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Randy Orton, oh boy.
Yeah, but I can't have her look at me right after she's looked at you. I'm all like, can you go get a drink here? Babe, get me a drink or something before you see him come out all the way. He's oiled up, sir. Like, sir.
Right. We just look at it. So we're both thinking of Randy tonight. Yeah, that's what's happening. We're both thinking of Randy tonight.
Okay. He's got no butt in my rating.
No, but he's a papa bear.
He doesn't need a butt when you're face to face.
He's a papa bear.
He's a papa bear.
All I know is his thighs scare me. That was the first when I saw him for the first time in the front row. I was like, his fucking thighs scare me. I can't look. It's almost pornographic.
They're crazy. They're crazy. Yeah. So they don't do it with the men. They don't say that. Look at this dude. When Finn Balor was getting all the camera shots up his crotch,
I know the fucking Michael Cole.
Yeah, they didn't like check out those abs and that giant bulge. Here comes the fucking Balor. The prince is on the way. They didn't say that shit. But for the women, they're gonna be like, look at that fucking ass, and you're like, stop it. There's just no need, right? Like we can see it. We know that dude's ridiculous. You know what I mean? We understand that woman is gorgeous. We see we know why they're here for one reason, but also what else do they have? Because at the end of the day, we've had a lot of muscle guys leave. We've had a lot of hot women be terrible. So
Right.
show me what's different about this person. Look, don't let the looks fool you. This woman's technically sound. This woman's foundationally an incredible athlete. We know what she looks like. That's an athletic body, right? But let's move on and talk about what brings her here. Here, she's a killer. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's the Paige Van Zandt, right? Yeah, she could do her OnlyFans. She could be a porn star if she wants, but she's an MMA fighter because she can also fucking throw hands. Talk about that story. Like, don't let the looks fool you. Should be more of the story than watch this move because her ass jiggles. Get the fuck out of here.
I think right now, Blake
Monroe. BM for short, bowel movement.
Of course.
No.
What?
I think
I didn't
that
make it that way.
I think it's for her right now. It's like you're trying to kind of be Timeless Tony Storm 2.0.
Yep.
In a weird way. And
I'm nervous about her gimmick. Real quick, let's talk about her in just a second. But I do want to say I could not find in this short period of time, and maybe I'll dig in because I found it in the past, and maybe I just got to really dig in, or maybe WWE's gotten real fucking particular about what's out on the internet. Colonel Parker, who was the Harlem Heat manager when they came out in chains on the debut, this is what he looked like at that time.
Yeah.
So you had a guy who won a pair of black men from Harlem in a poker game and brought them out in chains and said, "This is my new good tag team." And you're like, fuck. So, yeah. I mean, shout out to fucking Booker T for getting through all of that in his career and not fucking snapping.
Yeah. Well,
you know,
like,
to get to the other side of that is already crazy. But let's move on to Blake Monroe. I am 100% super concerned about her gimmick because I watch it and say, you are trying to be another Barbie doll. At this point, we have Tiffany, we have Blake, we have enough women in my mind who think that the Divas era was something to celebrate. The Divas era was not.
It's even the character of Charlotte too, right? That high class, above it all, right? It's that same style of presentation. When Charlotte is sitting on a yacht, it's similar to Blake Monroe with diamonds in a tub. You know, it's that same perspective. They're definitely different people, different characters, but those are the two I thought. It was Tiffany and Charlotte. You're trying to put wealth and high class above wrestling acumen.
And look, with Tiffany, I mean, and here's the deal. Tiffany, the reason Tiffany's so good and people love her is because she's so fucking good. And she kind of looks like a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
She's like way too hot to be doing crazy flips, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing I know about Blake Monroe. She can't do impressive moves. She's a mediocre wrestler who can get there. Yeah. But the best she's ever going to be in the ring, and this is certainly not a knock, is Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is not graceful in the ring. I'm saying, like, if she works really fucking hard, she'll be clunky in the ring, but tell amazing stories and pull it off right.
Yeah.
Becky's not graceful, but she's amazing.
Becky is connect the dots 1 through 120 when you're drawing a picture that connect the dots. When the picture comes out, it looks awesome. You color it in, it looks amazing. It's not an artist like Marsha is creating these pictures that look fucking phenomenal. But because I agree with you, I absolutely understand what you're talking about. That flow of wrestling that Becky has, I love it. But it is dialed and tuned to specific. There's another level that these other athletes take it to, and I agree with you there for sure.
I think
that's what I'm saying is like the best you can hope for is that, which is great. But the thing that Becky never was this smoke show, right? The Scarlet Bordeaux. We don't need another look at my body if you can't just be immediately impressive, because all people are going to do is compare her to Tiffany, and that's not what she needs.
Right.
She needs people to compare her to Bailey. They want people. You need people to compare her to Cora or Roxanne, like other just solid wrestlers. And her looks will carry her the rest of the way. She could be 50% as good as some women and still go further because of her looks. But if you make her looks the whole thing, then she doesn't have a lot if she's not coming out there and making Tiffany look like nothing. And Tiffany's too good. She's just
Yeah.
too good.
Yeah.
She fucked up the whole bell curve. But go ahead,
Yeah.
Amanda.
Well, no, was going to say that I think that a lot of people, just because a woman has worked in Japan, let's just say stardom, okay, because that's where she came from, does not mean that you're a good wrestler. It does not, because there have been a lot of people who've been in stardom that are, oh God, horrible. Mina Shirakawa, if you looked at the two of them, Mina can wrestle. Don't know about, Blake Monroe. Can't tell you, because I've not been impressed with what she does. Now, when she was actually kind of being Toni Storm, yeah, that was good, because that was someone else's moveset, not yours. So I don't think she's developed anything besides just, okay, I come out in skanky outfits and,
Well, I think
like
that makes you guys both right.
Yeah.
If she was brought in not as a superstar, she can find that lane that can get her to that Becky Lynch acumen and grow to the superstar she's being presented as, right? Because I think we all understand who she is as a wrestler, right? She, again, good look, solid presentation. We've talked about this a couple times. I might have been on episode 1. I know I've said it a bunch of times on my show. The comfortability on the microphone in front of the camera is a hurdle in itself. Yeah. She's very confident there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Step 1, right? So what are you going to tell us? What are you going to show us? How are you going to do? There's different wrestlers that we've seen in the past that as soon as the bell rings, are like, fuck yeah. But then they just can't hold the microphone. It's like, fuck, man. Like, I'm sorry. If you're not going to bring me along, I can see a great match from anyone. So, like, as that balance takes place, then we know NXT is absolutely there for it. But to bring her in as a superstar and give her this treatment, she has to fucking deliver. And if she can't, then maybe this will prove to WWE that, like, Toni Storm is the Bret Hart to the Tom McGee here, And that's the eyeballs that we should be keeping on. So when that opportunity comes up, we bring her to fuck back. We've talked about Toni Storm a bunch on this show, like, fantastic talent. And honestly, I think I was with Jack Rebel Pop. Shouts to them. Talking about how AEW's creative team doesn't exist, and Toni Storm is the reason for that. When you look at her and her story arc and how all that developed, there's zero chance anyone else has influence on that shit, right? If you can write that kind of story, write it for someone else. Yeah. You can't. You just can't. And that just proves that their creative team doesn't exist like that. So I wish nothing for the best for Blake Monroe. I think she has a complete understanding where she's coming from. But I did see some comments online like, this shit don't work without Toni Storm. So like she's trying to feed into that energy. And if she can't land the plane herself, then hopefully they figure out a way to get her there.
I agree, dude. I'm telling you, I don't know if you were here last time I talked about it, but Blake Monroe, which is so funny because I'm 99% positive it's because she's obsessed with Blake Lively and Marilyn Monroe.
Maybe.
I have a feeling it comes from, because I don't know why else you'd pick Blake. I've been following her since before COVID, dude. Like, I saw her pop up feed when I was looking up indie wrestlers and stuff a while back, and she was strictly in Australia, and I was like, there's something to her. I was like, there's a star power. Like, yes, she's beautiful, but she's not bad in the ring, and she's got a lot of potential, and I could see it, right? And I do think every time I watch her, she's better than the last time. And I used to watch full matches from time to time. I'd check in on her on fucking Stardom, and she'd come across my feed. Sometimes I would check out, sometimes I wouldn't. And one of the things that I even didn't do was there was a while where she was trying to raise money for her first trip to America or her first trip to Japan. I don't remember what, but she was selling a ton of merch and trying. And she was, look, I'll ship internationally, all this stuff. And I was all like, maybe I'll do it. Because she was selling, like, I don't even love them, but I thought it worked for her character, was those little kiss cards and shit that people do. Most of the time I see them, like, well, she's doing this glamour thing. She was this Barbie, this badass Barbie type. I was like, it works for her character. And I was like, yeah, maybe. And it was like $20 at the time. And I was like, you know what, for $20, that seems like if she breaks big, then that's going to be worth it down the line, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, wow, well, what 8x10s does she have? And it's, her in bathing suits and her fucking things. And I was like, I don't want shit like that. I'm looking for wrestling merch.
Right.
I'm looking for swimsuit merch, right? So I didn't never get any of it. And then when I see what she's doing in AEW, I'm going like, she's fucking gonna make something work. And then when she was like, I'm going to WWE as soon as I can, I was all like, you know what's gonna be really cool? Is I'll always remember we could have got shit from her, and now I can't afford shit from her. Like, that's so great. Like, as much as it's frustrating as a fan to be like, oh, I never grabbed that thing, I love when people price me out at a certain point. It's like, oh, you've become so successful, I can't afford your shit. I mean, I can't just get a Cody belt.
I can't be like that. I'm like, no, I'm already right now. I'm priced out of good tickets. Okay. I mean,
Right.
NXT.
The least I can get is merch.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay. And then, I'm like, all right. Okay.
Right.
Because I don't like to ask.
Well,
so,
I mean, I was looking at fucking Jake if Fatu is going to be at Fanatic Fest. His meet and greets are like $100.
Yeah.
And I'm all like, fuck yeah. I couldn't afford that right now. I mean, I probably could make it work.
Well,
but when I met him,
yeah,
that's what I mean. When I met him, he walked over to me. Like, in my mind, it's all like, dude, I should have gotten an autograph at that time, but I didn't have shit for you to sign. Like, this was like the first or second time I ever even saw him. I think it was the first time I ever saw him.
I've seen him a billion times. It's almost like I saw him every other week. And it's like, I don't have no photo. I don't get no whatever, just like fucking shit with the guy.
When I went to that match with him and Hammerstone, I went for the buzz. I knew nothing about either one of them, so I just felt like a fraud, right? So when I heard people were going to like, oh, Fatu's in there, like Jacob Fatu's in there, he's taking pictures. I'm like, I can't even stand next to him in front. Like, I heard you talk on Busted Open. That's why I'm here. Like, there was no chance I was going to go in there and fake that I was a fan. And of course, I wish I did, because I would have had a picture. I probably would have had a great dap with a like, bro hug and shit, like, because he is that cool.
He's a homie. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and he's never gonna be that accessible ever again.
Never.
Ever.
Right?
Was it you, Marsh, that said you met him and he turned his t-shirt inside out to take the picture?
It was already inside out, but you can see in the picture that's the fucking WWE logo on, because it was the back of it was inside out, because he wasn't trying to like front or whatever. And the fucking back of it was an homage t-shirt with Offensica. It was the Wild Samoans t-shirt he was wearing, but he put it inside out because he was at GCW event. So yeah, when you see the shirt, he's taking a picture with me.
Yeah.
And that was so funny too, because like you said, he is that cool. Like, come on, man, take a picture with me. And then my my she wasn't even my wife at the time, but my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, she's taking a picture and she goes, okay, we're good. And he's all like, no, you got to get a picture too. And she's like, no, I'm okay. He's like, nah, beautiful. Come on over, baby. Fucking puts his arm around her. Fucking, we're getting a picture. And she's like, okay. So she's all fucking smiling because he's being charming. You know what I mean? And it's all like, that's what I love, is when they're like, no. We're going to get a moment, right? We're going to share a moment. And it's going to be 30 seconds of both of our lives. And I might forget, but you never will. And you're always going to cheer me. And that's all the fucking matter. Like I said, I didn't have shit for him to sign. It was the first time I ever saw him. First time she ever saw him. And we were both like blown away by this dude, because we'd seen a couple of his matches on the internet, but we never saw him live. I didn't have shit. I mean, now I got some stuff of his where I'm kind of like, it'd be cool to get that signed. Like, fucking afford to see him.
Well, no, it's funny.
I get proud of them. Go ahead.
It was how much was he? His photo was 65 and his autograph was 65. So, which I was like, that's a little low, but that's not bad.
Yeah.
Considering, I was like, oh, okay, all right, shit. But there were a lot of people that like, the only reason why I didn't go again, well, one, I'm like, that shit was not worth paying fucking $55 to go into. No. Because we saw that shit for free in LA. I felt robbed. I'm like, boy, you guys are really gouging for money. I'm like, just let me go in there and take my fucking pictures or get, whatever. I don't care. But it's like, if they actually wrote down every day, who was going to podcast and who might be there to speak and whatever, then maybe I would have dumped money, but not this blind whatever. I mean, yes, I did get to see AJ Styles, which was fucking kind of awesome, but
do you get a picture with AJ?
No.
Oh,
everyone bombarded him. I was just like, I'm not going to be one of those people. I'm just like,
yeah.
fucking Uncle Alan. Yeah,
Yeah.
he does seem really cool. I'm like, that's Uncle Alan. I'm like, keep walking.
I mean, he might
Keep
believe some
walking.
weird shit, but I don't even care about all that.
I'm like, nah, dude, you game. You like,
Yeah,
I remember your
you
setup.
earned it.
You earned it, dude. It's all good. No worries here, man. LA Night was sold out, obviously, and like
Yeah.
I and it kills me because I should have gotten fucking photos when we were in Atlanta.
Dude, I'm so
'Cause
happy
he was
I
just
did
like
at that
fucking
time.
chilling and just fucking.
He refused to let me pay him for a signature and for a photo. He was like,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
But at this
He's one of
point,
the
like,
homies,
yeah,
man.
dude, I'm in. I am
He's one
in
of
on
the
everything
homies.
he does. I'm like, yeah, I
Mhm.
saw his fucking ultimate edition figure out in the wild, and I went, okay, gotta get this. I came home with it and fucking show my wife. I was like, sorry, I bought a toy today. This is expensive. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it. But I mean, it's LA Night. And she goes, that's a really fucking good one. And I was like, that's what I'm saying. Is like,
Yeah, it's like you kind of have to. Like some of the times, it's it's hard, but like when I've seen like Thunder Rosa around, she always comes over. She makes a point to come over and say, "Hey, girl," give me a hug and all that stuff and whatnot. And people are like, "Oh, you know her?" I go, "I've been fucking watching since she started wrestling." But I said, "But no," I said, but not only that is she cleans her house and listens to our podcast. So then when we changed it, from Thursday, I'm like, "Fucking Thunder Rosa cleans her house." Then she's on fucking AEW. We just lost one of our fucking.
we lost a viewer.
We lost a viewer. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yep.
Come on now. And I said it was an important viewer. So I
funny,
said,
yeah.
because it's legit when she would like sometimes go in the chat and she'd be chatting.
That was funny as
Yeah.
shit.
That was always
Her
that was always
Ninja
good.
Mac coming through when he did.
Yep.
I remember the first
Mhm.
time we ever talked about Ninja Mac, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, this guy down at GCW, he was fucking tearing it up, this and that." Bloop,
Yeah.
fuck a comment
Oop,
from
there
an
he is.
official verified Ninja Mac channel. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
It's like,
I
are
was like,
your
yeah,
ears
we're
burning,
working.
sir?
The
Yeah.
Thunder,
but
the
a lot
only
of them
time
do
I was
listen.
on episode 1 for a Thunder Rosa one, I believe it was, and when you guys
Was it
go
the
out,
Boozies?
and I think it might have been,
Mhm.
and it was it was like, yeah, and Thunder Rosa listens to the show. I was like, really? She's listening, and then she pops up in the chat. Yep, just cleaning my house. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I was like, you just don't know who's watching, who's listening, whatever.
You don't, and so Max, I know he's probably long gone because we were screaming, but you know what, bro? We get a lot of people who watch this thing. Marsh and I have, on episode 1, have booked things you've seen on TV.
Stackhouse,
Yeah.
the Stackhouse.
Whoop.
Yeah,
When's he coming through?
He
Again?
just did the Shining Wizards podcast too. Pretty popular podcast.
Yeah,
They
but
were
he's-
advertising his interview. It came out last night, I think. I didn't get to take a chance to look at it,
Sam.
but yeah.
Did Sam big league us?
Hey, he's got to rise. He's got to rise.
I know, but you know what?
He's not
OG.
leave us behind. He's not going to
He's
leave the
the
show
OG.
behind. There's no way he's leaving the show behind.
Yeah,
But
no.
he's growing, and you got to
Sam.
let him spread his wing.
Like, no, that was like our little secret.
Right?
Yeah. Because even Janelle
He's
was like,
main
how do you know
eventing WrestleMania. He's our little secret.
No, dude, he's our biggest secret. We fucking have never hidden Stackhouse. No,
Yeah.
I was
Janelle
even
was shocked that
saying,
I knew. He's like, you know Sam? I go, well, I've never met him. I said, but he's like on my show. I said, he's like day one, from day one. I said,
OG
before
first
even- way
comment,
before we
first
met.
stream within the first
Yep.
10 minutes. It was amazing. It's
Yeah.
still up there somewhere. I maybe go dig it out and just fucking put a clip of it because
Yeah.
it was insane.
Mhm.
Like it was fucking. We were like 10 minutes in, and all of a sudden it just says Sam Stackhouse, and it just said like, "Yo, first time tuning in. I feel like I'm way behind." And we're all like, "Well, we're really happy you feel that way, but we've only been doing this 10 minutes."
Welcome to episode 1.
Yeah, welcome to episode 1. And it was also one of those things where it's all like, for me as the guy who was orchestrating and producing the whole thing, also like, how good is this that we look like something that's been on longer than 10 minutes?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
you look professional.
if nothing else, yeah. But yeah, and then he just fucking, he was a truck driver, and he would fucking listen, sometimes comment, sometimes not, or sometimes message me about a show that he listened to and couldn't type about. And
Yeah.
it was fucking from forever. And so to see him be able to quit that job,
Yep. Go
travel
full time. I
around
remember
travel.
when he was telling us that. Yeah.
Yeah. I quit my job. I could be full time. It was, and you know what it was? It was Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
When Cardona was doing his open challenge GCW run, and he was able to get in on one of the defenses, he didn't even come out in his gear. If I remember right, he came out in like a black sweatshirt and black pants, just pure blood, and Cardona squashed him. It was not much of a match.
Of course.
But it was all like, who was that big motherfucker? And
Mhm.
from then on, it was, hey, we're
Yeah,
going to bring
Brett
you
and
in
them,
on
they
this.
fell in love with the guy.
And then Cardona's doing some shit in fucking Hammerstein. Hey, Stackhouse, we want you to come back and fucking fuck with him during his match.
Mhm.
You're going to be out of your mind. Fucking
Yeah.
from then, just everything. And it was so funny, too. We had Stackhouse on for a long form interview one time, and we'll do another one since then.
Yeah,
Because it was right when he broke big, too. And he was all like, the casual way that Brett Lauderdale will tell you he just changed your life forever is incredible. Hey, man, we're thinking about having you come out and do something with fucking Matt Cardona tonight. Okay. You up for that? Whatever, sure. And he's just kind of like going, does this guy know what he's fucking doing to my career right now? Like, he's talking about it like it's nothing. Like, this is going to change everything.
Yeah.
But like, no. Stackhouse is amazing. I bought my Size Matters shirt finally.
I need to buy mine. I'm a little behind right now, but I was mad because yesterday they had 30% off of fucking NXT merch, and now Ricky now has 3 shirts.
Yeah.
I'm behind.
And your favorite thing about him is being behind.
Huh? Wait, what?
What?
No. Willis.
All right. Oh,
Hi,
Willis coming through.
Willis
Cheers to
coming
Willis.
through. Yes. Are you going to yell at us for screaming? And are you going to say it's unwatchable?
Willis will never even click on a link. I can't even get this dude to come on. Come on. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like every time I'm like, hey, you want a link? He's like, bah,
Yep. Oh yeah. Before I forget, Willis, because West Coast Pro was asking who wants an invite to the show. I said you should invite, and I added you on there because you should be there. God damn it! I don't want to go alone. Because watch, he's going to actually book somebody who I want to see. But
wait, you want Willis to be in a match?
No, I want him to go to West Coast Pros doing this show that basically it's going to be televised on whoever they televise with. And it's going to be only 30 people were invited. And it's a show where you go, you don't know what is on the card, so it's kind of like PWG Mystery Vortex, but the show, it's free, it's special invite only, and then you just pay at the end. You pay what you feel like, whatever you feel like with it.
Did you get your invite?
I was one of the first 10.
Okay, so why didn't you fucking tell them give me a +1? I gotta get Willie in.
Doesn't work like it didn't work. I don't know. Well, my big thing is that I have not been in over a year. I've been buying tickets and whatever I support that way. But honestly, it's like,
but you don't go.
You don't book. You don't book for me. You book for all these other fans. But when am I going to get someone that I really want to fucking see? You know? And, you're doing all these partnerships and in LA and Portland, they're getting better matches than we are. You know? Yeah. I'm like, what's the point of these partnerships? You know? You've had, Zack Sabre Jr. wrestled like in LA for you and then fucking in Portland. Where the fuck is he in San Francisco?
Dude, he's not half bad. That Zack Sabre Jr. Hey, Bishop, I decided to not Google, but I WWE shopped in Jarvis. I asked Jeeves. I said, hey, how many shirts does Ricky Saints have? He's a professional Googler. You think that goes out of business? If you can professionally Google for a living, you're going to be in business forever.
He used to have a big corporate building in Oakland. That's been gone for at least 10, 15 years.
That fucking
that guy,
snobby motherfucker with that plate.
That guy,
awesome.
I hate that guy.
Yo, I'm going to show you this.
Yeah, bring it up. You're in
But
control.
I looked it up. There is 3 Ricky Saint shirts. I was gonna be like, he's got like 4. I looked at it, I was like, no, there's literally 3. She checks every fucking day.
Yeah,
I do. Well, I don't check every day. I checked one day because I don't know what I was looking for. And I was like, oh, let me see.
Neither of us believe you. No one listening believes you. You check every day. There's no fucking way you don't.
I do not.
You check at least once a week.
No. I was
Amanda,
checking
tell
at
the
first. Okay. I was checking it first to see when they were going to put his little picture and the name because it wasn't on there for the longest time until he won the North American Championship. Actually, no, it was actually right before Stand and Deliver.
What were you going to show us, Mark?
I'm sure it's not loading. Keep going.
Okay. Yes, he looks like he has 4 shirts because 2 of them you can either order in black or Heather Black. So shout out to Ricky for saying, you know what? People always don't like a black shirt because his first one was bright yellow.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
It's why I got the Size Matter shirt. It came in red.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck signature is this? What does it say?
Trying to
What does it say?
I'm like, dude, like, see, I don't understand that. Like, I saw that and I'm like, it's not insane. It's like, dude, like, I know you're trying to do it like your old Starks one, but bro.
What's the MR? SAIMR. What is that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mister?
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, if you want to do Mr. Saints, just do that.
Yeah. Or you could just do your little fucking S and then just make it fucking, that's a fucking.
Do a big R, a big S, and some fucking swirls.
Yeah.
A lot of these motherfuckers
he's trying to make it look
bullshit
like
fucking initials anyways. Like, I get that he's trying to give us a nice autograph because not a lot of people do that anymore. And I appreciate that. But what the fuck is that?
That's not your name. Yeah, that's not your name.
Simir? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't get that. Yeah.
What the
I don't get that.
I don't got it.
No, I
even
haven't
if he made the
anything...
R bigger, right? If he did like a SIA and another S and a huge R, I'd be like, oh, it's like saying
even if. All right, so go to the R, right?
Yeah.
If you go up and then over and make that a T, then you can turn the rest of that into the S that goes underneath the rest. And you can kind of see like a TS. But you have to do so much work for that because even the line underneath looks like it goes left to right instead of right to left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I sort of see that. There's sort of a T in the R. It sort of looks like a TS.
Right. But if you do that and then you go back to the left, there's an extra line there that doesn't need to be there because it would be SAIMTS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ricky needs to go back to fucking 4th grade.
Yeah, that's true. If that M was an N, then you're right. There's a TS that kind of merge together and make it an R, which is.
But the line underneath is still left to right, not right to left. So it's not even a continuation from that R to making an S.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a different one that I see on the shop. I'm gonna
and that's how his autograph should be, but it's not his autograph.
No.
Oh, I see the other one. I'm bringing it up.
Hold on. I'm gonna.
No, I got it. Don't fucking tell me to hold on. I
See
already fucking have it. Yeah, I fucking have it. You think I don't have the shop up? How do you think that fucking happened? What the fuck is with you?
Episode 1, okay. God damn it. Shit.
Look, here's the other one.
That's where it says it looks like Saints this time.
Well, now Bishop's gone. He doesn't know. But there's still an M.
Bishop. Bishop's like, God damn it. No.
Oh, I think I see what he was trying to do.
You see what he was trying to do?
The reason it's a M is he thinks he can turn the N to bounce into the T.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's what it is because when you look at
but he doesn't, they're two separate here, right? So here it looks like he wants the N to go into an M. Why would he want an M in there? Is there any part of his real name that is an M?
No.
Okay. I'm not asking you to tell us what it is, but is there an M in his life?
No.
Oh, now he's back. Now this fucking guy.
Yeah, there is not.
Here's the other one. Here's the other one, Bishop.
It's the same one.
No, this was the one you saw.
No, that's a different one. It's a different
Hard
one.
R. This one, you see that soft T? He thinks the M is an N going into a T.
Yeah.
See what I'm
That
saying?
I see Saints.
I can sit by that one.
He thinks he can drag it over to the T. But the thing is that one line right there, right before, it makes it too much of an M. And it's such an identifiable M that it makes, even because there's a line before the hump of the N that goes, that's an M. Believe me, my name is Marsh. I've seen a lot of M's.
I see a lot of M's in mine.
I see a lot of M's as well.
Yes.
No, I can appreciate that one better because in my real name, doing my writing, I do connect letters. So when you finish at the N and you want to come straight down to start your T, I can respect that.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that other one was is bullshit. Because he finished the M and then started the T.
And then did an R.
Right.
Oh yeah. No, I sent you something. So
And look at these.
see.
Look at these back and forth. The curve is different on the S and the R. Like it's not like they just got too close. Those are two
completely different
autographs.
Yeah.
Go back to the other one.
Oh, I saw the one she just sent me.
Keep flipping back and forth.
So you can see, because that's what he was trying to do, is something that looked like his old one.
Yeah. So all right. So he fucked up at the R and the S because
but why would
all the way to the M is basically the same, but whatever he did at the end, he just fucked up by adding that extra one.
Yeah.
It's close.
But why WWE Shop would have that one up there?
If I'm WWE Shop, I'm like, yo, dude,
I wouldn't
you have
buy
to
that.
give us you have to give us something for reals though. Like, what the fuck is this?
Okay,
Like,
so if he's even going to mimic his old signature, then carry that S all the way to the N, or all the way to the end where the T is. So top, because that's what he does. He brings the S up for Starks, carry it to the end at the T. So have your S go up the whole way, and he doesn't do that.
Oh, great! I didn't notice this till now. Okay, that was not a good one to show because his fly is down.
It's fine enough. We get it.
Dude, his fly's always down. And first off, none of us noticed that, but you. So you gotta fucking calm down.
I know. I'm like, oh my god,
what is with you?
I don't know.
Is that his
phone?
Why would he? So why would he put that one on?
So
he does it on purpose.
I see what you're saying about
I didn't
the idea
notice
of
it until just now.
the S and that's the one you have saved on your phone. This is so the S goes into the T, and I get that. But the S at the end doesn't fucking become the K. You know what I mean? And does that say ass shits on top?
Absolute.
Oh, absolutely. No, that makes sense too.
Shit. No, but his signature then did like kind of, I don't know. It's weird because it's like he's kind of evolved it into some weird, I don't know. But
he could have brought it through the A and the T. Nah, his creativity sucks.
Yeah.
He needs to go back to developmental. He needs to go back to AEW.
No, we gotta fix his signature. This fucking guy. Are you kidding me?
He needs to. Okay, here's my
I swear to God, if I handed him an 8x10 and he gave me this, I'll be like, Samir, what the fuck is this, dude?
Right.
What'd you do?
I can't sell this. You're giving me another one.
No, fucking redo this, right? With your actual, like, what the fuck is this? Isn't even your name, dude.
I think, he didn't do signing, right? And I think it was because, and I know he had said this to me one time in passing. He had said that he would practice how he would sign his name. So I don't think he really got the whole thing that he wanted to do with Saints down. So that probably happened.
Well, all right. So I grew up wanting to be an athlete. So I practiced my signature since I was fucking 6 years old. Okay.
Exactly.
I always thought I'd be famous and have a fucking signature. But if you're going from RS to RS, then your signature is fucking RS. Figure out an R and an S combo that just works. You don't need Starks or Saints in there. You need R and S. Saints who? Samir who? There's
Rarely.
no R associated with that. If he's always
Yeah.
going to be Ricky, then you need that R in your signature.
He hardly ever signs anything Ricky. Hardly ever.
What's his real name?
I'm
What was
not
he born as?
going.
She can't.
I'm
do
not
that.
going there.
Then I'll go to
Do it.
Wikipedia and find out. You could have just told
No,
me.
no.
But
If you
thank
go
you
to
for making
That's the
Wikipedia
best
and
thing.
find out,
It's one of the best kept secrets of all of wrestling, and no one knows.
Yeah.
A lot of people keep thinking they know it, and they shout it out, and fucking Amanda's like, no.
nope. Mm-mm. I know it.
Yeah, because she stole his ID.
Oh,
I
that
did
makes
not
sense.
was-
steal his
he-
ID.
He couldn't get on the flight. He missed a show. It was a whole thing.
That makes sense.
Christ, you make me look like I'm fucking a stalker. Okay,
You're
I'm
not a
not
stalker.
like,
You just outsmarted him.
no, no.
All
See,
right,
that's what you
all
get
right.
sometimes when you help a person out. You know, you get privy to things.
Was there
Yeah, and I
else
won't
Bishop
say.
open to fucking touch ground on?
No, honestly, this is what I was hoping this episode would be. Just fucking hanging out and talking for a long time. It's been 2 hours and 15 minutes, and who the fuck cares what we talked about? This is all I was looking for.
The only thing they
I
care
needed
about
it.
is they only care about screaming.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
the only thing they care
Can't
about.
do
Fuck
that.
all that.
Fuck off, dude.
No,
But-
look.
Yeah. So you
again,
Wikipedia it? What
we-
did it tell you?
Yeah, it's wrong. That's fine.
Well, what does it say on Wikipedia?
It says Richard. It says Richard, which isn't
Richard.
obvious for Ricky. Yeah, which is that makes sense. The fact that you would say
No.
that it's not obvious, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, but in earnest, I was curious what your thoughts were on the Bailey Becky thing that's happening now,
Oh, yeah.
because Becky is getting her comeuppance for where it's going.
Yep.
I know you didn't like the
Bayley.
beginning, but yeah,
Yes.
Bailey's looking pretty
That
strong
was-
right now.
One of the topics because Marsh, that's your girl.
Bailey crushed that promo pretty hard and kept the audience under control. Because there was a couple times they thought they might and she was like, "You're not doing that," and kind of just kept going.
I like that.
And she was right, and she kept going. There were times that both me and producer lady were like, she's flopping around a little bit in the beginning. Like she kind of was petering a little bit at the beginning. But once Becky came out, for one, like I've said, Becky to me is an icon and a legend, and you won't find me. You might find me criticize her stuff, but you're not gonna find me saying that she's the shits, right? She's amazing. The way that Becky was selling Bailey with body language the entire time, the way that she was even trying to be smarmy but still careful, like, I'm not gonna turn my back to you because you're sneaky. And when you think about it, every time Bailey's turned heel, it's been on Becky. It's just been the case. And she's always attacked Becky with a fucking chair from behind. Not that Bailey had a fucking chair at the time, but I thought it was really well done in that regard where, Becky's even on the ropes. Literally the old on the ropes fucking can't get further away. And Bailey's calling her out on it. Step to me. And Becky would step to her. You know what? No, I don't need to do it. You know what I mean? Like, is Becky being smarter? Is she being cautious? Or is she afraid? You know what I mean? Like, she's maybe not sure she can beat Becky or Bailey. I really like the dynamic they have going on. I think my only, if I had to pick an issue, is that it's over the Intercontinental Championship. And I get you're trying to elevate a title, but I don't think that's the way to do it. I've always felt that you make the Intercontinental Championship important by making the Intercontinental Champion important.
Yeah.
You don't put an important person in the title to make it important. You make the idea that this person has it important, right? Make Lyra important for having it. Don't make an important a champion and then say now it's important. It's the problem they have with Seth Rollins. They keep making him the guy to make a title important, but it's not. He cannot elevate a title because every time he has a title, it's just Seth Rollins with a title, right? Where you can elevate a Sami Zayn with the Intercontinental Championship, a Braun Breaker with the Intercontinental Championship. You make them hard to beat, and now that title's worth something, right? Where You get a guy who's main evented or a woman who's main evented. You get a Bailey who's held the SmackDown title for 500 plus days. And you say, look, she wants that title. Must be important. You go, no, 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 no. Doesn't must be, right? So my only real issue is that it's all over the IC. But at the same time, like, we're talking about an era where you have sappy old man Triple H booking it. Of course the girls want the fucking IC title. Everyone in the world wants an IC title. It was the title of our favorites. All of our favorites were IC champions. And now the women have one. Of course they're going to ping pong it. And so part of me goes, all right, well, we have to do it this way. But there's a larger part of me that's excited to finally get an actual Bailey Becky program that could end up in an actual match. They've not had an actual match without massive interference ever. It's every time I get excited about Bailey versus Becky one-on-one, it's only happened like 4 times. And every time I finish the match going like, ugh, I just wish I could have had the match. You know what I mean? Like something always came up. Someone always interfered. But this Bailey, this fired up Bailey, forlorn Bailey as she walks in the backstage for some reason. I'm in. I love it. It's amazing. And Becky's fucking doing amazing work. I still wish that they would stop pretending Becky's a heel. She can't be one. It's over for her. She's babyface for life. That's it. The crowd loves you. And that's what's making these stories difficult to tell, is it hinges on Becky being a bad guy, being booed. And you just don't get that. You won't get that. So you have to stop swimming upstream for the sake of what you believe the story is and figure out how to actually make this organic. You'd have a better shot at getting Bailey booed than Becky, if you ask me. But
yeah,
I like Bailey heel or babyface either way. Becky just, I think, needs to drop the heel thing. It's just, it's bogus. It's insincere. It doesn't make any sense. It's everything she says about the audience isn't true. Doesn't come across as real. Doesn't come across as even how she feels. You just go, okay, she's saying that, so we boo. But like the idea of getting Bailey Becky, I'm on board for that.
Yeah, and I think your biggest point was correct. Like, if Lyra still had the title and this story was about Becky fucking Bailey out of the WrestleMania moment, then you have a story that exists in itself with a title also elevating the person.
Yeah.
So that IC title can now be lifted with Lyra at the same time. Because right now, what's Lyra doing?
Nothing. Jack shit.
Nothing, right? So we're not even worried about her. But this story could exist without the title. You know, as you were talking, I was thinking about Hangman and Jericho for that first AEW title.
Yep.
Jericho wins, and AEW is no longer must watch because we've seen Jericho with the title. But could you imagine if Hangman won that and Jericho's so pissed that he couldn't get it? You're now watching the chase for why that title actually means something. And that would have been something to watch. So if Becky lost, specifically because Bailey fucked her over, you now have Becky wanting to get her revenge on Bailey because Bailey's getting her revenge on Becky, and Becky wants to get back at that title because it means something. And we don't have that. We just have the title here, and Bailey wants her comeuppance because Becky fucked her over before. It's a simple story, but it's also not the best version of that story we can have.
Yeah.
I did look it up too. They had a one-on-one match, SmackDown of 2019. Becky Lynch won with a submission. They had
Was that the cage match?
No. Okay. In 2019, it was basically Bailey just up on the main roster.
Gotcha.
Yeah. In 2022, they had a one-on-one match. Bailey won with a pin. And then the steel cage match was in February of 23, and Becky won that one. And then there was other live show matches, but there was only 3 on TV where they were one-on-one on the main roster.
What was the finish of the cage match? Because I remember thinking I was super devastated by.
I don't know. I'm on the. I'm just on Pro Fight Database, and it just shows the winner. Yeah, but Becky won with a pin. So I don't know if there was shenanigans beforehand, but that was what looks like still Damage Control version in February 23.
I have the ending of the match right here, so I'll watch it and tell you what happens as you keep going.
But no, Becky. So to your point, we've had ancillary feuds a la Damage Control through the Becky Bianca story, but we haven't had a Becky Bailey feud, which I agree with you needs to happen.
Does that okay? So yeah, Damage Control's interfering in cage match here. Even I got 2 minutes in.
Was that the Trish and Lita thing?
Is it? I know EO's out there. This was only 3 minutes of it, so EO got involved. Yeah, I gotta find more. Lita was involved. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So dumb.
And I think it was like a 6-minute match. Does your thing say how long the match was?
Let me see.
Yeah.
No.
Lita comes in, so EO's interfering. Lita comes in, takes out EO.
No time limit. No.
And has a fight with Dakota on the outside. Bailey's about to climb out. Lita slams the door on Bailey, and then Becky does the manhandle and gets the pin. So
15 minutes.
Interference. 15 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a 15-minute match with a ton of interference, and it was one of those ones where it's like, I just want Bailey versus Becky. I just want that. Like you said, we've had it 3 times, twice potentially without interference, but who knows? I have to double check that. Once definitely with a ton of interference, and I'm tired of it. I was even saying watching the other night, I'm over fucking 3-ways and 4-ways and ladder matches. I'm over them. Any no DQ match means nothing to me now, because now, as soon as the fatal 4 or the fucking 4-way IC match happened with Bronson and whoever, as soon as it started, I said, all right, I'm going to start cooking some stuff. Let me know when Braun Breaker comes out. And producer was like, what do you mean? I was like, just let me know when Braun Breaker comes out. Fucking 15 minutes later, oh my God, how did you call it? Well, because that's the end of the match. The end of the match will be determined by Braun Breaker, because we cannot have a fatal 4-way or a 3-way without a ton of interference. Like, all I want is a match with the people match to have a complete match. I get that there's no rules, but having 5 or 6 people come out, Braun Breaker came out, then Sammy came out, and then someone else came out. And I was kind of like, what? I just want a match.
Yeah.
We have 4 people in there. Can we just have a match where someone wins because they're one of the people in the match? When was the last time we saw a 4-way that was just a match with 4 people? Just that's it. I just want, if it's a 4-person match, I just want a match that has 4 people in it. I don't need to see 9 people in a 4-man match. I'm just tired of it. I'm over it. It doesn't mean anything to me. It's fucking, I mean, as Bruce said, that Pat said, it's gaga. Okay, it's just more gaga. It's fucking, Hey, we have a fatal 4-way going on for someone to advance. Who can come out and interfere at the end? Can they just finish the match?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I know that the fucking joke is, I'm a ref and call the rules and I need rules, and no DQ has no rules, but also like,
no, there's a time and a place. Again, I'll always take it back to that Sammy and KO match we had on SmackDown that was fucking outstanding, and it ended with the Usos interfering on behalf of Sammy. And I just remember watching that match going, fuck, it was so fucking good. Why did it have to be ruined by the DQ? And to which you put me up on game, and you're like, the story that's in place here, it makes sense that this would go that route and XYZ. And I'm like, okay, I'll take that. But in the heart of it, I just wanted a fucking great match that I was getting with a finish at the end that was like, boom. But that point is, not every scenario where it can take place needs that moment to do that story. In Raquel's 4-way match, Rhea needed to come out to advance that story because they haven't had a chance to add meat to that, right? So Raquel did get pulled out.
Why did Rhea need to do that for Raquel? They already hate each other. Can't she just show up and just say, hey, Raquel, I'm tired of your shit?
So just backstage it instead of doing it during the match? Yeah.
Mhm.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like, what? That's my point.
Once the match is over, do the thing.
Yeah,
right.
Match is over. She doesn't even win, and now you beat her up too?
Right.
You beat me up when I was down? You know what I mean?
Cut 15 seconds from the match, it's not going to hurt it to do it during the match. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
You know what I mean?
sense. Yeah.
At the same time, if you're Raquel and fucking the match is over, and all of a sudden, what the fuck is Rhea Ripley doing here? She's beating the shit out of Raquel. Then the next week, you have Raquel come out and say, "Yo, what the fuck was that?"
Right.
Match wasn't even. It was over. I already lost. That was tough enough. And then before I even had my bearings, you're kicking me in the head. Now there's a fucking heated story of all like, you beat me up for no reason. Where now it's all like, haha, cost you the match. So, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like that it's tired. It's a tired trope of being like, no DQ means anyone can get involved.
Anyone can, yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have to be though? You know what I mean? Like, it feels just predictable and lazy where it goes, okay, who's going to interfere in this one? Though I can't tell you last triple threat or four-way where I didn't stop paying attention until someone came out from the back. All of them. Every ladder match, every Money in the Bank, all of them. Someone comes out, and I just don't pay attention until then because it doesn't matter until then. Before then, it's all spots. It's not story. The story doesn't happen until someone comes in to interfere, and that's what bothers me, is they're making it less important to watch the match, to be good at wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
yep.
Telling the story in the ring was so important, and now it's all like, well, whoever's in there now isn't even a part of the finish. So the story doesn't start until the end of the match. The story doesn't start until the go home. You know, now the last 3 minutes is going to be the story of the match. And it's like, why did we have spots for 20 minutes to have a 3-minute story at the end? And that to me is getting really tired. I'm like sick of it. It's like, I mean, we said it before, the King of the Ring doesn't mean what it used to mean. And then to start it off with 4 fatal 4-ways was kind of like, okay, so I don't even need that.
Right.
You know? Who interfered? I didn't see the Cody fatal 4-way. Who interfered in that match to make Cody win?
I don't remember.
Somebody.
I tune out on that all the time. But even to be fair, like in the Jay one, if I'm not mistaken, that got to the point where Jay got the victory. Then they came out to interfere, or they came out to fuck him up.
Yeah.
And Cody came to protect him. You know.
But they interfered in the match. Jay still won because that's when Bronson and Braun came out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And Jay still wins. Then Seth
Yeah.
comes out. And you go, so you can't have a fucking match without someone interfering because it's no DQ. Fucking stop. Just do a fucking match that's good.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm over that shit. So if we can get Bailey Becky one-on-one, boom, no interference. It's just a fucking match that happens. That's awesome. I'm gonna be so fucking.
But would we get it though?
I mean, I'm hoping because they don't have really alignments. Lyra's the only one at this point. Lyra. It's Lyra, right?
I say Lyra.
Bailey said Lyra. Because I remember thinking like, ooh, Lyra, like she lies.
Or also like how commentary's been saying it for the last 5 years, but you know.
Yeah, but I don't listen to them because they're dumb. We went over that.
Obviously, there's certain names they can't pronounce. So, hi, Nikki Bella, talking to you, lady. But no, I think. Do you think it's going to be at Night of Champions? Is it going to be in Saudi?
Probably, yeah. And to be honest, for me, I'll like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, both of them have wrestled in Saudi. Neither one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a good showcase too. Yeah. There'll be if it's one-on-one, because neither one of them has a goon behind them to come fuck shit up. It would be a one-on-one for probably 12 to 15, and we'll get that thing. Yeah.
And for me to know personally from past relationships how much Becky loves Bailey, I'm excited to see what this becomes.
Yeah.
Because of the closeness I was towards Becky, the thing that came up a lot was that Bailey was my favorite, and that was not like a secret. Becky loved that. That Bailey was my favorite because it's all like Bailey doesn't at that, especially even at a time, Bailey doesn't get the recognition that the locker room felt she deserved. And so in that time frame, that bubble, it was like, oh yeah, you're the man, you're an icon, whatever. I'm like, but Bailey's gonna kick your ass. We'll say, you know, but you know what I mean? I'm gonna cheer Bailey. I can't fucking not cheer Bailey. So to know how much Becky loves Bailey, whatever this turns into, I mean, and you saw it there. I told you, Becky's on the ropes.
Oh, she
She's
gave her
on-
everything. She gave Bailey everything.
Everything. Time, space, didn't talk over her, didn't try to belittle her. Everything she said was fucking pro Bailey. And it was very much like, I'm afraid of you. I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to show it. Like, I'm excited to see what Becky's willing to do here for Bailey's.
Same.
And if we get to like a fucking Becky Bailey Mania match at the end of the year or whatever, you know, maybe they revisit it. That'd be fucking sick. Or maybe even a SummerSlam, like just a big fucking match with just the two of them. Be incredible. If we got to like a fatal 4-way, Lyra, Becky, Bailey, Roxanne, can you imagine that? A fucking eras
Who
match?
would interfere?
Who would interfere for sure? Someone's got to get involved. Fucking here comes the money. Fucking Shane McMahon coming down. I don't know why he's here. He booked himself. I don't know what to tell you. Amanda, was there anything else?
Man.
Yeah.
It's got legs. I like it.
Let me think. It's a lot of stuff. Oh, here's a random just question, just to answer. So on Night of Champions, they don't have any NXT, do they? No.
No, because it's a real event. They only have actual stars there. Relax.
People who know how to spell their name.
Yeah, people who can spell their name right show up to the
Oh
events
well,
like that.
that's on his ass. That's on his fucking ass. Fucking high.
You should
thinking
send
was
him
cute.
a picture of each of those 3 signatures and go, what is your signature even look like?
Yeah, what's the new one supposed to look like? I was trying to
Yeah.
find another one that wasn't from WWE Shop that he signed that might have been on like the the dark market. But I
I'm
couldn't
saying
find one.
if I had his number, I would send him all 3 of those and go, how am I supposed to know if one of these is fake?
Well, I know, but I need to find another Saints one so I can say, what the fuck is up with these autographs, motherfucker?
What are you doing? Can we help
Which
you?
I think I'm actually going to do that because I'm afraid. I'm afraid to have him sign like, you know how I have with the Topps card, I have the
Oh yeah.
one of the limited ones. Because
Yes, those are good.
I'm pretty sure. Did you hear this on episode 1?
I didn't.
Okay, Bishop. Okay, so Marsh was like, "Oh, you have to get the Topps cards, right?" And so I said, "Okay, yeah, I'll get the
It's
5."
the first
because,
ever
you know,
Ricky Saints
first
trading
ever,
card of
you know,
all time.
Ricky Saints
You
trading
got to
card.
have it.
And there was
I
some
ordered
limited
one,
editions.
got a regular one.
Yeah. So I ordered the 5-pack, right? So when I get it, I was like, why are there 6? Not knowing. So I opened them. They're all the regular ones. But then I get one of whatever's, the fancy ones.
I mean,
So
one of
I'm
whatever. There's
afraid.
a whole bunch of. What's the other number? It shows you both numbers.
Yeah, I have 18 of 25.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is
I'm
funny
wondering,
because
10,
this was
25,
on the
6.
18th
See,
in
there you go.
25. Yeah.
Yep.
I said he probably was like, oh, if you get this one bitch, you better give her a fucking special one. Or I'll never hear the end of it.
Look, be on the
That's
lookout,
awesome.
or it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, you're like, nah.
She's
dude, like,
coercive, believe me.
yeah, she's coercive. She'll like complain to me. They already knew when she bought like fucking pro wrestling tees. Already knew, you have to send with the Scotty Goldman. You have to send her the variant.
Yeah.
Did you find that action figure you're looking for? The Darby Allin thing?
Yes, I did. I found Darby. Yes.
No shit.
I actually bought it. I bought it right. I was waiting for the prices to go down. Then I saw one and I was like, ooh, I got outbid. Then I'm like, fuck. He signed all of a sudden. I'm like, fuck. These are going to be fucking expensive. So I got it for $80 with the shipping. So here's Darby.
Put it in front of you. There you go.
Nice.
Yes.
Fucking-
That's
so now I
awesome.
want him.
Good.
him to
Now I
sign
can
it.
stop. I swear on everything, Amanda. Anytime I would see AEW action figures, I would peel through to see if I can find that for you.
You can find one.
I've always
Well,
looked
there
for it. So
is-
now I don't have to look anymore.
I have to look now for the last one that they made of him.
Ah, Jesus.
He's
There's
in the
one
set with
pack.
Adam Copeland, and then this one is the Walmart exclusive.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Put it in
Walmart
front of
exclusive.
you.
Just put it in front of your face.
Yeah.
There you go.
go.
Now,
you
no,
can't
that
do it.
doesn't work
Now
either.
down.
Yeah, see?
All right. Well, all right,
There you go.
Right there. There you go. Yeah.
It's the Walmart exclusive one.
Nice.
Yeah. I saw that when I sent a picture to her and I was like, should I buy this right now? And she goes, I already have it. And I was like, all right, I'm putting it back and grabbing this LA Knight figure.
I'm like, I already have it.
The producer goes,
Already have it.
that's a good
Well,
figure.
no, I
Good
saw
figure.
it and I couldn't find it anywhere. They did still to this day. The WalMarts around don't have it. So,
And then
I'm glad I got
I
it.
went and picked up the Jacob Fatu's
Oh,
first
nice.
WrestleMania.
I should have.
And I got a 5-pack hoping to get a 6er like she got, and I didn't. They just said,
No,
fuck
you
it.
didn't get a 6er because you get
No.
a special one.
No, I didn't
And
get
they
fucking
know that
nothing.
the
I need to
Sidebar
buy one.
ordered it.
Absolute. I need to. You know what?
Yeah.
I'll get you a signed. What? I'm not going to have him sign him until he figures out how to fucking sign his name.
True story.
Ooh,
story.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Sign it right.
Oh my
Jeremy
god.
and Time
huh?
coming through, a fucking blast from the
Jeremy
past.
and Ty, what's up, little
Dude.
bro?
Oh my
Fuck
god. I'm gonna
yeah.
have to tell
We
Digi.
talked about him last week.
I sent his brother a fucking link. Should have sent him one.
Yeah.
Jeremy wanted to
You
come
should've.
through. So
You should have. You should have.
I'm gonna start
Now
sending
I'm gonna
Jeremy
have-
links, see what he does.
Dude,
we'll
now I'm
see.
gonna have to tease Digi. Guess who came in? Your fucking enemy. Devin the tribal chief. Yo.
Tribal Chief, what's up, Dev?
Actually,
Awesome.
I'm also like Stephanie.
Bloodline Entertainment
Vecchio.
Network. Devin's the fucking man.
Yeah.
Devin's awesome.
I'm
Fuck
kind
yeah.
of, I'm not La Primera. I'm like
All right.
better the step below is.
All right, Amanda, do last call.
No,
Call for
I
last
I was
call.
gonna say we're fucking
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
240
just gotta
into this and we're getting
Yeah, we will.
comments.
Yeah, we love it. Now we're
I don't
getting
know how much
comments.
more I
Now you're
got.
derailing it.
I know. They only want to come in when it's fucking last call is the problem.
Jesus Christ.
you
I know,
were,
like,
you
we're
were trying to
coming in,
wrap
you
up
guys
the
love
show
all
at
this?
fucking a half hour ago, and I was like, "Well, what do you think about that?"
What do you
Like,
think
you want to know about
that?
Bailey? We talking about Bailey.
There you go.
We
There
can
you
get
Matter
another
of
30
fact-
minutes out of Becky and Bailey.
I'll say this
Fuck.
real quick though too. The other day I was looking up, for who knows what caused it, but I was on eBay looking up Bailey merch. I don't know, there's probably a reason, maybe not.
Yeah.
I came across when Bailey won the Royal Rumble in 2024, they sold a bunch of like football jerseys and baseball jerseys and shit that said winner on it and Rumble front. Someone was selling one for $40. And I was like, dude, those cost over 90 when they came out. That's why I didn't buy one. So I
Right.
fucking bought it and came in and
Yeah.
it's legit. It still has all the tags on it. I was like,
Nice.
holy shit. So I got the fucking football jersey for $40. Royal Rumble on the front, winner Bailey on the back. I'm like, fucking dude, I'm
never
stoked
gonna
for
get
it.
I'm never gonna
Nice.
get that Cena Dodgers one, man. That fucking shit's gonna be never gonna go down.
But
Yeah.
get it now. Well, it's the only price it's gonna be. What are you fucking out of your mind?
It's not in the shop.
Oh, well then you're done.
Yeah, I'm
I've
screwed.
been-
It's not in the shop.
I have. so
Are
this
you a
is the-
shill? Are you
No,
shilling? Why
this
are you-
is
okay.
this is from WrestleMania. It's empty. I have 2 unopened, and I've been like
Waiting.
waiting, but I also don't think it's necessarily going anywhere. I should have sold one that day because they went for like $50 that day, and they
Yeah,
might
you
have gone up
should've.
to like 100, but I don't know how high they go. But this one's
Well, you
empty,
can-
and so I'm gonna keep this one forever. And I want to sell the other 2, but
You need to get him to sign.
I got
them.
cool merch too. So fuck you guys.
I have
And I got that
my,
one because I was there. So
Yeah, I have
Let's
my,
see. The Las Vegas
my-
ones are going for kind of cheap. That one's
Yeah.
45.
oh, that's dope. I like
50.
that.
Dude, I thought it was a purse.
213,
Right.
Pillow. Yeah,
Even-
pillow.
Dope.
70
that.
or
Yes.
best offer, 50. Yeah, dude, people are selling $100 or best offer for 2. People are selling about $50 a bottle over there.
Yeah. See, you still can.
Yeah, I
make
might
money
have
on
to.
that.
I might have to.
Yeah.
That's fucking get something, flip it for
So
a
this is
fucking
the
birthday
wrestling-
gift for the kid.
Yeah, right.
Fucking Christmas gift.
Yes, this is Devin. This is the Wrestling on the Rocks podcast that you hear so much about from Bishop.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
dude, this is high bar
Yes,
of the
sir.
IWC. We're just here.
Yeah,
fucking-
we're just like,
a
idiots
drink.
babbling. Now we're talking about merch and like cool.
Yeah, now
like,
we gotta do
things.
last call for sure. Is what
Yeah,
you
we do. We do. You know what, guys? It's been another great episode.
Thank you,
one.
Devin, for coming by.
Yes, Devin, thank you for
Yeah,
coming. Thank
he's
you
a-
to
Cheers to
Jeremy.
Devin.
Yeah.
What up, Willis? And so, bro, who came in earlier? What's his
Oh,
name?
that
Max.
fucking guy,
Max L.
Max.
Max.
He took the
Actually,
L and
here,
bounced.
here we go. Max L. You know what this is, Max? It's a 3-dimensional loser. Because any way you look at it, it's a loser.
He's Max L
Yeah.
for sure, dude. With one comment, I was like, "Your name is right."
Yep. You took the Max L tonight.
Yes. So sorry if we were yelling, but that's just our thing, and that's
Oh,
what
man.
drunk people do
Fuck
in the
yeah.
dive bar of the IWC. So of course, Bishop, shill your stuff.
Yes, at TW Takes Podcast on Twitter, the Terrible Wrestling Takes Podcast. Search on all platforms. I am doing my thing a little bit more often. I just released something last week for Money in the Bank. I will be doing a little bit more unchaotic version of what we did tonight. I'll go over, Raw and some other things. Looking forward a little bit to the Saudi show. What's it, Clash of Champions? Wherever the fuck. Break down that King in the Ring thing a little bit more. I do have that on the docket. Night of Champions, whatever the fuck it is.
Night of Clashians.
Yeah, and then there's a clash of some other fuck later. So, but no, I'm back at it, doing it again. As you see, I'm not green screening tonight. I got my own little setup now. So I'll be doing things a little bit differently. TWTakesPodcast.com. That's where you'll find the platforms. I also started up the Facebook page again. So search up Terrible Wrestling Takes or TW Takes Podcast on Facebook, and we'll try to get some traction going. So that's everything I got. Thank you, Amanda, for having me. Mars for having me. It's always great hanging out with you guys.
Always. Yes. Sorry, we're shouting. No, we're not sorry. Never.
Fuck them all. Who cares? Max can fucking eat it.
Fuck them. Yeah. Marsh.
Plus,
So
it's Mars'
you guys
birthday,
can-
so Max can shut up.
Okay, Marv, it's your birthday. First of all, thank you for stopping in on Marv's birthday.
Yeah,
He's
of all
pissed off
days.
at me right now. He's really pissed off at me, and I'm sorry. Failure.
But yeah, dude, you can find me all over. I'm on the things. I'm producing some baseball podcasts, so go Mets, whatever. Go Padres, whatevs. But I'm good, Amanda. You call it.
Yeah, you can Venmo him at Ref Marsh. We have swag.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
You do have a shop, right?
You do. You have to Google Wrestling on the Rocks shop, and it'll show up. It's like through Teespring, but the fucking domain went down, and I'm not bringing it back up.
There you go. Okay, well, there we go, guys. So, all right. On behalf of the lovely drunkards here at Single Malt Studios, it's the dive bar, the IWC. Guys, thanks for joining us for episode 1, and that's last call.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Producer Lady here. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to support and buy us a drink by putting the I in subscribe and reviewing our podcast. And cheers.